come since June 12th. Our Buster Olney is here this morning, 8:30 Eastern time with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Cardinals a 7-1 win over the Diamondbacks. Arizona's lost 26 of their last 27 road games. Second worst road win percentage in Major League Baseball this season. It's Tuesday, June 29th. It's the birthday of Kawhi Leonard. He's 30 today. Didn't play again last night, but the Clippers do get the win in Game 5. Much more coming up with KJZ. They're next. I'm Jay Reynolds. Back tomorrow with SportsCenter all night. It's ESPN Radio.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin starts next at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN News.
AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Help you find everything you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Max Life high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $28.99. And if you're an AutoZone Rewards member, you'll also get a $5 bonus reward. Get what you need fast and get the job done easier. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the ultimate unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's largest and most dependable networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Compatible device required. See straighttalk.com.
To those who step up to work the sunrise shift, power through the double shifts, or conquer the overnighters, McDonald's wants to serve you a tasty breakfast at a great price. Enjoy a savory and warm chicken McGriddles or a flaky and delicious chicken biscuit for just $2 each. Swing by McDonald's today. No matter the shift, we're happy to serve you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Price of participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Women's Heart is in a race to save lives. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. It's 80% preventable if you know the facts. Millions of women are living with or at risk of different types of heart disease, like AFib, which is a type of irregular heartbeat. It affects both women and men, but women with AFib have a higher risk of stroke and death than men. Get educated. See your doctor. Know the facts. Diet and exercise are key to staying healthy. Know the risks. Women's Heart does something really unique, solely focusing on women and providing peer-to-peer support. To win this race, we all have to do it together. Our hearts beat as one. To learn more, visit womenheart.org.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Mom and Dad used to argue about everything, especially about Dad's drinking. It drove me crazy. It got so bad, I couldn't do my homework. I couldn't concentrate. I absolutely refused to let any of my friends come to our house for any reason. I would have been humiliated if anyone found out how much my dad drank and how loud my mom screamed at him. My family went from totally crazy to quiet, calm, and even peaceful. The only thing that happened is my mom started going to Al-Anon family groups. Her relationship with my dad really changed. I asked Mom if she would take me to her Al-Anon meetings or to Alateen. I wanted to see if I could have a better relationship with my dad. I'm sure glad I did. If someone's drinking troubling you, you might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon or Alateen family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-ALANON or go to alanon.org.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
And a good morning to you. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. We appreciate you getting up with us, spending more time with us every day, taking us with you on your phones, using that 97.5 The Fanatic app. Those of you like my brother who still stream online at 97.5thefanatic.com, we appreciate you too. We love that you are a part of the show, and we're glad to have Bob back with us today as we get started on this Tuesday. Monday's show dragged me down a bit, not because Bob wasn't here, even though that probably contributed.
It was part of it, yeah.
It was. I do want the CDC, though, to launch an investigation to see if I brought back any of the choking with me from Atlanta when I moved home to Philadelphia. Seriously, though, the 2021 sports scene here has been a bit of a drag. I want to do our best to change that because I really don't like the typical formulatic sports radio in this town that has been going on for too long about wallowing in negativity day after day till the horse is beaten. So I bet Reese Hoskins is going to be very happy with me today. I want to find at least a few positives. I dug up 4. So in the course of the day, we'll sprinkle them in throughout the show to just sort of like be an antiseptic to all the negativity. Try and change the mood a little bit as we head towards the July 4th weekend. I've got one to get us started. I am genuinely excited to watch the 76ers NBA Summer League team. Summer League basketball is something that I used to scoff at, roll my eyes at. Stupid. Scrimmages. Why care about it? And then I got to witness it in Las Vegas a couple times. And I found it really interesting. Who is that guy? Let me Google this guy. Wait a minute. I remember that player. They played in college. I saw them in the NCAA tournament. Or I saw them play against Temple. I'm excited to see the Sixers Summer League roster and see this team come together. Because if this organization is going to rebound, there's going to be some new faces, but the youngsters need to be ready to bolster that roster. So there's something to look forward to as we head into the holiday weekend with Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, recently verified Pat Egan overnight, the coach Eric Camille. We've got Connor Thomas, too, answering your phone calls. And Mike is directing on YouTube and Twitch. So we appreciate you being aboard with us. Welcome back, Bob.
Thank you. Good to be back.
You've been to Summer League.
I've been to more Summer Leagues than I care to remember. That is correct.
So you aren't as enthused by a Summer League team as I am.
I'm always intrigued. Yeah, enthused. I don't know yet. I'd like to see the draft, all of that. But I'm always intrigued. I do like watching all the things that you laid out there, John. I do like to say, oh, yeah, I remember this dude or that dude. Or how about this older guy? I remember Rasul Butler at one point being on a Summer League team and catching up with him at like 31 years old and still getting a couple more years out of himself with down in Washington. So, yeah, intriguing, yeah. And watching these NBA playoffs, John, and we hit on it just a little bit talking about stuff, there's older players to be had that are doing some pretty good things that aren't very expensive on a lot of NBA playoff teams.
And guys that sort of come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it seems like series to series, Jamie, you see one of these guys emerge and you're like, God, I didn't even know he was still in the league.
Yeah, it's usually somebody young like Terrence Mann, who's like a 25-year-old second-year player, or a Reggie Jackson type, but somebody usually becomes a storyline. Unfortunately for the Sixers, they didn't really get that guy out of a Tyrese Maxey run in one game. That sucks.
Should I believe, though, that Daryl Morey is going to be able to find
I would hope.
guys, right?
I mean, I think he did a great job getting Danny Green and Seth Curry and even Dwight Howard in here. So he's off to a good start. You got to keep it rolling. But maybe somebody from the Sixers Summer League team steps up. Maybe it's a B-Ball Paul. Maybe it's a Rajon Tucker. Maybe it's, maybe Maxey becomes the MVP of the Summer League. Maybe the first-round pick something. We'll see. I mean, we'll eventually get to a hope and optimistic place.
I hope so. Bob, who's allowed to play on the team? Are there any rules?
I don't think Shea can play anymore, right?
No, your first 2 years, I believe, first 2-year players. And then after that, it's guys that haven't been in the league that are looking to bounce back in. I'm not exactly sure
So we should
what
see
the time
Maxey a
frame is.
lot.
Maxey should play.
Oh, yeah. You should see a lot of Maxey, B-Ball Paul, as Jamie pointed out, fringe guys that way. Shake Milton, third year going in, I'm not sure about.
I think I read that he can't.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. They have, you're at the point where, barring moves or even including moves, if you move Ben Simmons, whatever, you have a core. So you still need to build around that core, and that Summer League is very big for that.
Why shouldn't any player who wants to play be eligible?
Because I think they're trying to. It's more of like a tryout rather than like a veteran.
It seems
run.
like does the NBA's Players Association have a lot to say about this setup?
Well, I would assume contractually, if you're in the league 2 years, you have a contract. Maybe a 5-year, 4-year contract, whatever it is. I mean, these guys are established, air quotes, so they're kind of looking to see, build it up for... Look, T.J. McConnell wouldn't have been in the NBA if it wasn't for the NBA Summer League. Guys like that, they really benefit from that, yeah.
Patty, you excited at all or not? I just tried to throw a curveball in here just to start with something more optimistic.
I mean, I'm not jumping off the walls for summer leagues and counting down the days or anything like that. But I am interested to see what you get out of Maxey and Isaiah Joe and B-Ball Paul and those guys, and see if Elton Brand can find some diamonds in the rough. I mean, he's shown a propensity to have a good eye for talent and get good players late in the draft, whether it be the first round or the second. So I'm interested to see that because they need to build the depth of cheap guys that they can rely on. And they have a few right now, but I need to see more.
Can I do a dirty laundry with you right off the bat today?
Let me hit the button.
He's going to hit the button. Somebody can really do it. He's going to hit
it. Oh, let's air out our dirty laundry.
Trying to delay it, so maybe he forgot.
I heard you this morning.
Me?
You are verified.
Allegedly.
No, you're verified.
Okay. You got the blue check mark.
Check Pat Egan. And what's the first thing when it was brought up to Pat Egan that he's verified by Jamie? What did he say to you? Did you remember what he said to you?
No.
Oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. You applied to be verified. So it obviously is a big deal to you.
I'm not.
What?
I saw some of the people that were getting verified.
But wait, you wanted to be verified.
Well, no, it was more of like, let's see. You can roll your eyes. See, a big deal out of this. I didn't bring it up to anyone. This happened Sunday.
You applied to be verified.
And all of a sudden, it's like Jamie's got to sit here and start talking on another man's Twitter account. Don't appreciate that. None of this was brought up when I got the station verified.
You said it's no big deal.
When I got the station verified, nobody brought it up. Nobody batted an eye.
But you said it's no big deal.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, see, nobody even noticed that. And I applied for the show to get verified.
Okay.
I applied for every single account that I could to get verified on Twitter when I found out that some of these jagaloons who were getting a blue check, Twitter's just handing them out. So you already have it. I told Jamie he could. He did it incorrectly. Bob, are you on Twitter?
Doesn't care.
Are you on Twitter?
Yes, I'm on Twitter.
So yeah, all right. So I shoot. What do you want from me?
No, I'm just. It's not a bad thing to be verified.
I just don't know.
Good.
I don't.
But you did the it's no big deal. But you wanted it.
Well, what do you want me to do? Come in peacocking?
No, but I'm telling you, you obviously wanted it.
But do you want me to come in and look down on you people?
No,
I feel like that's what you're doing.
By the way,
I'm only doing it to you, Jamie.
Yeah, apparently,
me and John are verified. We're legit.
I got say congratulations.
I got self-worth from Jack Dorsey and Twitter headquarters in San Francisco.
The amount of seriously though, they are giving out some of the people that I've seen get verified in the past few weeks.
It's insulting.
It makes you not.
There's some idiot from the John Kincade show who just got it.
They're giving them out left and right now. And you know what, too? But everybody that I hear always goes to the people that I've even heard people who trash Twitter constantly and say it's a scam and this. Oh, look, I'm verified. Look, I'm verified. My gosh, it's unbelievable. Not you. That you would not do that.
No, that was Coach.
By the way, Martin Law is the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com.
By the way, John, while your attempt at positivity is admirable.
Yes, we're now getting to it.
Talking about Sixers Summer League again.
Yes.
While trying to be a positive depresses me.
Why does it depress you?
because I feel like we've gone full circle, and I'm back to being on honeymoon in 2015.
Okay.
And looking forward to Jaleel Okafor Summer League games.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
Like,
look,
because it used to be something I would get like all, woo! All right, we're going to see the future. And now we're supposed to be in the future, and we're...
But you know what it's about. We don't want this show...
It's admirable.
We don't want this show to ever sound like every other show. Now,
it impresses me.
Talking about the NBA Summer League, I knew would be a common especially when the Phillies lost last night.
Who?
The Phillies.
Never heard of them.
Did it to us again last night. And Jamie says, I'm turning it on, and I'm thinking... Yeah, they're going to blow it.
Yeah, my father-in-law at dinner.
You're an idiot and you don't know baseball.
He goes, what's the Philly score? I was like, well, they're up 4-2, but they're going to blow it, so what's the point?
Now, the sad part is I absolutely did not believe they were going to blow it last night.
Oh, I have no confidence. I'm shook.
I had no idea, and I am an idiot, that was coming. Because I really thought last night, okay, this is going to work out. This is looking good. This is really looking good. And then that team soiled themselves. And Pat, I can see it on your face.
I feel like I'm right back to where we were a year ago with this squad, where I have no confidence when relievers come in. You kind of, for me at least, I can't speak for you, obviously, but I felt like they were going to blow that game.
I did not. I really didn't. I thought the Reds were sort of dead in the water offensively. It had that the whole game had a flat feeling to it. And I'm doing other things and have it on the TV. And it just seemed like it was almost like a spring training game because it was that one game series. And then all of a sudden that all hell breaks loose. And to me, it's so disappointing.
So I was keeping an eye. I had a lot of stuff that I was doing last night. So I was keeping an eye on it on my phone. I finally sat down and turned it on, and they were up 4-2 in the inning with the man on first and second for the Reds and a couple of outs. Turn it on, and I'm like, nah, there's no chance, is it? And hit batter, bases loaded, grand slam. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How many grand slams? They've given up, 6 grand slams this year?
Infinity. Feels like
they blew 7. Bob, they blew 7 saves in 7 days.
I don't know why everybody's so upset. That's really respectable.
It's impressive. They're going to set a club record. I mean, you have to.
No, it's incredible.
You might as well go for greatness at this point.
I mean, this team is so damn aggravating.
At one point last night during the telecast, somebody said, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody said, well, I guess they have nobody, and it wasn't when Nick Maton was pitching. It was somebody else. It was a normal pitcher. I guess they really have nobody else to go to. I am so tired of that with this team. It happened early on in the year in center field. It's happened all year in the bullpen. You have a pitcher going out there that they coddle like the biggest baby in the damn world. Get him out of here. Like Spencer Howard, if you can't go more than 30 pitches, get out of here. Why are you starting this guy? It's ridiculous.
There are young pitchers who have been turned into relievers that can throw 50, 60, 70, 80 pitches. What the hell is wrong with his arm? That he can't throw? He can't throw 30 pitches in a major league game.
Yeah, it's pretty concerning.
What is it, though?
I don't know.
He's not injured.
I don't know. Maybe he's just binging on cookie dough nonstop and has no stamina.
Well, certainly doesn't look like he's a gym rat.
No, he doesn't. And this is like ultimately the big problem with the Phillies is for 2 years, well, Spencer Howard's going to be up. Spencer Howard's the crowning jewel. He's the one arm in the minors that's going to wow you. And now it's Mick Abel, and Spencer Howard is 24 now, 25, and he can't even run to first without his whole game getting screwed up.
He gets gassed.
Yeah, the cookie dough. Well, I don't know. I have no answers left for this team. I have no energy. Dave Dombrowski, look, I have
Where is he?
I have minor faith
Is he in a bunker?
in the future, but his offseason additions in the bullpen are trash.
But is he sitting? Well, I will say this though.
Him and Andy McPhail probably got a tea time this morning.
When I rolled into town though, you guys were all telling me about Archie Bradley.
I thought it was solid.
He was the answer. I thought he was a nice pitcher. We argued it on
the compared to what
nice answer out there. No, and I'm like, Archie Bradley's the answer.
Well, it's what Jamie said after last season. He unfortunately he was the answer because you had the worst bullpen in in Major League history last season.
You're going to blow more saves this year.
So, yeah, you might. And
no, you're going to.
That's the problem is they haven't had a closer really since Papelbon that they can rely on. I mean, I don't know about you guys, I've never really felt confident with Hector Neris.
No.
The roller coaster ride, it's bad Hector, good Hector, and you got a lot of bad Hector this year. I'm as perplexed on Spencer Howard as you guys because...
What is it, though?
I have no idea.
How do you not be able to throw 30 pitches?
So part of me goes... Well,
other than the fact that you're out of shape.
Yeah, I mean, part of me goes, they've botched this because he has no idea what he is. Is he a reliever? Is he a starter? And they keep jerking him around and starting him one game, but then bringing him out of the pen. And they've done this with a couple guys where, like, a team that you are familiar with, the Braves, right?
Yes.
They bring up Ian Anderson. They put him in the rotation.
Yeah.
They leave them there.
Yeah.
The Phillies never seen... Well, who was the last guy they brought up, last top prospect they brought up, that they put in, let him take his lumps?
Nola.
That was it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like,
I can't think of another one.
You're a top starting prospect pitcher? Okay, well, we'll have you pitch out of the bullpen a little bit, and then we'll have you start, and then we'll have you pitch out of the bullpen. Enough for the kid gloves. Because this organization just botches everything, and they're about to botch this one.
I'm asking where... Well, here, the one thing I don't want to have happen, though, Pat, is that the organization takes the bullet
for a guy who can't play.
For a guy who's 24 years old who gets winded running to first base and cannot pitch 30 pitches effectively at the major league level.
Isn't that part of development or lack thereof? I mean, if you know he's a fat ass and he can't run to first without getting winded for the game,
Jamie,
then it's not good enough. Then you're out. See ya. I'll go find another kid that wants to be here.
But again, though, you can't ditch. You can't cut bait on Spencer Howard yet.
No, but there's clearly a developmental issue with this organization.
How about a personal responsibility
Sure.
issue?
I'm not removing Spencer Howard.
Turn off. No, that should be one, though.
Yes, I agree.
We blame the organization.
But there's
for
a pattern with the organization.
How about saying, Spencer Howard, you turn off Netflix, get your backside up off the couch, stop playing video games or whatever you do, and get yourself in shape.
Sure.
Because he's out of shape.
But why is he not there? Then get him out. Yeah. Honestly, you're allowing him to be a fat ass. Get him out.
Is there anybody else on the Phillies that you look at the roster and say that guy looks like they're out of shape? Not one that I can think of.
They're all pros, though.
Not that I can,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that is a Spencer.
So we're
Howard.
agreeing again.
It's a Spencer Howard problem.
Then you need to send him down to AAA on a conditioning stint. How are we? And he's quote unquote out of shape, and we haven't heard a lick about an injury. Like, he very well might be injured and trying to battle through an injury because that's the whole reason why they coddled him was his injuries. But we're about to be in July. If he's out of shape, send him down to AAA to get in shape.
It's like a chicken and egg type of thing. I mean, is he doing the work himself, or are they coddling him so much he feels like he doesn't have to do the work? I would throw his ass out there and say, yeah, sorry, you gave up 4 runs in 3 innings. Guess what? Your ass is staying out there. I swear to God, this kid needs to be pushed in some way, maybe to the point of embarrassment, to say, although he's already embarrassing, but to say, like, for 6 innings, you're going. I don't care if you throw 100 pitches. Like, you got to go, and you have to realize what it's like to try to go. If I'm his teammates, I'm all over this kid's ass.
I mean, I truly don't understand it, but I just want personal responsibility to come first. Well, that this is a young man, a professional athlete, who obviously is not in physical shape. He has already told us he can't run to first base without being winded.
Well, it's far.
I can't. I truly can't even understand it.
But there's clearly remove him in particular, the individual case. There's clearly a developmental issue with a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. You would think the Phillies over the course of the last 50 years would find an all-star outfielder just by chance. There's clearly something from the scouting to the major league level that is not happening with this organization that needs to be done.
Well, and Bob said it perfectly, right? Like, all right, if you're struggling, just stay out there. You stay out there, take your lumps, whatever. This is also a Joe Girardi problem because it seems to me that the first sign of trouble from any of his starting pitchers, he cuts bait. Like, Zach Eflin's out-dueling Jacob friggin' DeGrom at 85 pitches, but he didn't like the last batter, so he panicked and said, okay, let's bring in Ranger Suarez. Like,
Falter last night. He was the only one in the pen that looked good, and you pulled him pretty quickly.
I'll tell you.
The kid was dealing.
Verified Pat is fired up Pat.
I'll tell you what. You put a little, give him a little something.
Blue check. I gotta earn that. that check mark.
He's getting there.
Blue check and blue pills. It's all packed.
I'm going to check out now. I'm going to go home.
Wawa Hoagie Day is this Thursday, July 1st in historic Philadelphia, starting at noon at 5th and Chestnut Streets. Come and get a free hoagie. Over 17,000 hoagies will be built, donated, and served to the community free of charge during the Wawa Hoagie Day event on Independence Mall. Enjoy free admission to the National Constitution Center all day, courtesy of Wawa. And there's free fireworks on the Parkway the 4th of July between 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Does that mean it starts 9:45 and 10 o'clock, or does that mean it's 15 minutes for fireworks?
All good things in life for 15
fireworks
minutes.
Fireworks.
Some of us are 5.
Yourself.
Yeah, some of us are 5 minutes.
Sounds like it's 15 minutes.
It's a 15-minute firework.
Yeah, which is a long time in firework.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's long?
Well, for me, after about 3 minutes, I'm like, all right, I've seen it.
Here's why I don't like going to fireworks. Is the having to get there an hour and a half or 2 hours early to sit around and wait for the fireworks.
Yeah, for the 15
That's the
minutes.
part that you get it's the build
I love
up
me some fireworks.
So you do love going, the noise?
I love it, yeah. The best is if you can have a house, which I used to, and I think I do again now, and see it from like the backyard. Yeah.
See, I'd be more into that.
Yeah.
Especially in a heat wave. Here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, guys, on FanDuel Sportsbook, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, you can place your first bet risk-free. That's right. New users get up to $1,000 back inside credit if your first bet doesn't win. And it only gets better. Check out FanDuel's new promo live every Tuesday. It's $5 Dinger Tuesdays. Place a $25 wager on any player to hit a home run on Tuesday and get a $5 bonus insight credit for every home run hit in the game, maximum $25. FanDuel Sportsbook is America's #1 sportsbook. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Bob to get in on the action. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Bob. 21 plus and present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only for risk-free bet. Refund and bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $25. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah, he must work out.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Refresh your summer at Wawa. Beat the heat with our handcrafted smoothies and refreshers. Our refreshers are handcrafted with 100% real fruit juice and green tea for a rejuvenating burst of energy. Try our delicious flavors like mango passion fruit or strawberry dragon fruit refreshers and a mixed berry or strawberry banana smoothie, crafted to keep you cool. So refresh your summer with our handcrafted refreshers and smoothies. Made fresh your way at Wawa. Summer is here, and Wawa's Blueberry Cobbler Coffee is back for a limited time. Enjoy notes of blueberry, buttery brown crumble, and fragrant vanilla flavors in every sip. Stop in to try this perfect summer cup, or you can use the Wawa app to order ahead or get it delivered. Make your morning even brighter with a cup of freshly brewed Blueberry Cobbler Coffee. Back for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
Attention auto mechanics and auto body pros. Carvana is hiring in Delanco, New Jersey. Carvana, the company that invented a brand new way to buy a car, is hiring for their Delanco Auto Inspection Center located near Delran, right off of Route 130. Carvana has immediate openings for auto techs, detailers, painters, lot attendants, and other auto specialists on day and evening shifts. All jobs are direct hire, full-time, offer a competitive hourly rate, no flat rate, 100% company-paid medical insurance, generous paid time off, tool reimbursement, and much more. On Wednesday, July 7th and Thursday, July 8th, Carvana will be available to talk directly to you from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Where? At their Delanco Inspection Center right off of Route 130 on Creek Road. Bring your resume, driver's license, and awesome personality. To learn more and be a part of the Carvana revolution, head to CarvanaHiringEvents.com and select Delanco, New Jersey. If you can't make it, you can still apply and a Carvana teammate will be in touch with you. Head to CarvanaAutojobs.com and select Delanco, New Jersey.
Friends, if you're in a job you can't stand or worried your unemployment benefits will be ending, you need to go to mycomputercareer.edu and fill out the free career evaluation form. I've personally spoken to them, and apparently, employers are lining up to hire their graduates. In as little as 4 months, you could start your career in the growing cybersecurity and networking fields. Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. Tell them Max sent you.
If you're trying to be your best, whether that's the best office bingo player or the best volleyball player on the planet, you're going to need some help. Almonds are that help. You're a teammate to tackle anything and everything. Whether you eat them by the handful or sipping on an almond milk smoothie, almonds are natural fuel for the best you. Your snack to keep your head in the game and body energized. So, whether you're going for the top step of the podium or another round of bingo, refuel with almonds. California almonds. Own your everyday, every day.
O'Reilly. This is Sarah's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
Driving cross country with 2 young children is ambitious, to say the least. Then our check engine light came on. We pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts and they tested it. Turned out it was a faulty sensor. They referred us to a great mechanic just down the street, and we were back on the road in no time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You went online to switch your car insurance to Progressive so you could save money. But then you saw a friend request from an old summer camp buddy. And now here you are, clicking through photos of his kickball team from 2011. Looks like they won the championship that year. Then he moved to Tulsa. Oh, a new tattoo. Yes, they said it was easy to save hundreds on car insurance with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National average savings by new customer surveyed who saved in 2019.
Get more out of summer when you get more from the Home Depot and trusted brands like Behr Paint. Beat the summer heat by taking on a paint project indoors and keep things cool with 4th of July savings on paint and all the supplies you need. We're making sure now is the perfect time to give your home a refresh. How cool is that? 4th of July savings, only from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Check out my summer vacation pics. Here I am at Total Wine before a pool party where I found the best summer wines. Whites, rosés, Zinfandels.
Nice.
Oh, here I am at Total Wine picking up some tasty, ready-to-drink cocktails, tequila, and flavored vodkas for a barbecue.
Wow.
Here's my boyfriend picking craft beers.
Doesn't he work at Total Wine?
Oh, he's more than a summer fling.
Wondrous selection, helpful guides, ridiculously low prices. Make a splash this summer. Catch the savings wave at Total Wine and more. Drink responsibly. B21.
July 4th, Independence Day. Now, you're going to make bad eating decisions, so why not do a juice cleanse right after the holiday weekend? Squeeze.com is the best juice cleanse on the market, and you can set up a delivery to hit your doorstep on Monday, July 5th. The benefits of a juice cleanse with Squeeze.com are lasting. Less bloat, more energy, better sleep, stronger focus, and it's a great jump off to a weight loss campaign. Just go to Squeeze.com and order today. That's Squeezed.com.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Remember, when you leave the car, we don't have to leave your morning. Grab that 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
6 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters, because Bradford White is here for the pro. All right, we tried a little positivity. We're going to try more and more throughout the course of the day.
We did okay. I'd give us a C.
Right. We did all right. I think when you said it depresses you, I think it sort of brought it down a little bit. And I will say, I did not come out with the 98-mile-an-hour fastball with the first one. I just figured throw something out there, a little chum in the water. And we thank everybody on our YouTube channel and Twitch. And people are very much involved this morning, wondering if they're going to follow Coach Camille on Twitter. That's one of the things. At 97.5 Coach. At 975 Coach. And he does follow me. I told him he has one verified follower because Egan refuses to follow him.
I'm in a room with the guy every day. What am I following him for?
Yeah,
Egan
make a good
refuses to
point,
follow
Pat.
him.
I've become a fan of Pat Egan's over my extended weekend.
Well, let me just say, too, he starts off and he goes, all right, so I just signed up. Follow me.
Like I said,
I'm like, no, I'm not. No, not with that attitude. I'm
Pat
not.
didn't follow me for like a year.
I would tell you, too, is that at some point I said, okay, I am now following all of these guys that I'm going to be working with, and none of them were following me. And I was like, what the hell's going on here?
I didn't know if we were allowed to. I didn't know
So
what was going on.
Once I was announced that I was coming here, you could have followed me.
Well, that's when I did it.
That's the thing, though. It was
A little bit
rumored.
later.
It was rumored. It wasn't
It was rumored.
officially announced.
It was going, doing. There is a lot of people speculating on who is Kincade talking about with the saying that they're giving blue check marks out to people. There are deranged people who are like remember Ron Bell? Not Ron Bell. Don Bell. Ron Bell, Don Bell, the guy who used to do the conspiracy theory radio show. Remember, he'd be on in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
and he would
about.
say that there were aliens that he would have. People, he would have people on and say, "This guy." There are people who do that in sports radio too. So there was, some of those that are out there too. So, all right, let's get positive here. Art Bell. Scottie Pippen yesterday called Phil Jackson a racist on the Dan Patrick Show. Dan, in an exchange, without playing it for you, just says, hey, by saying it was a racial move when Scottie Pippen, the final play of the game was called for Tony Kukoc in Game 6 at Madison Square Garden, I guess.
Kukoc was a rookie also, yeah.
And the last play designed to win the game was drawn up for Tony Kukoc. And then he literally took himself out of the game, Scottie Pippen. Would not go on the court because the play wasn't drawn up for him. And Dan Patrick says to him, he called it a racial move. So Dan says to him, by saying it was a racial move, then you're calling Phil Jackson a racist. And Scottie Pippen said, I don't have a problem with that. And Dan said, do you think Phil was? And Pippen said, oh, yeah. He doubled down on it. I was like, are you kidding me? I've known enough people who've played for him. I've interviewed a ton of people around that played for him, know him. I've never heard that accusation made. And I guess Michael Jordan was white. I didn't realize that because Phil Jackson loved drawing up plays for Michael Jordan. Maybe Scottie Pippen, maybe he didn't trust you. I don't know what this whole nonsensical conversation's about. But Bob, I think it's the worst thing in the world. That he could accuse Phil Jackson, that you put it out there that the man's a racist. He's lived his entire NBA career without anyone ever making an accusation like that.
Yeah, and the way Dan Patrick kind of tried to let him get out of it with his line of questioning, you could tell Dan Patrick's interviewed more people than I'll ever talk to, and I'm sure he knows a good bit about Jackson's background.
Yes.
And it must be that Phil Jackson is not that. So he kept questioning, trying to get Scottie Pippen, all right, do you really want to say this? Do you really want to say it? Trying to give him an out. And Pippen just went with it. Now, I understood at the time and through the years that he was sour about that play and what they did and all that. I didn't like the way he handled it then, and I said so then. But to carry it for this long and now to this extreme that you're calling Phil Jackson a racist. And I thought Dan Patrick did a really good job. He said, look, I know you can question between the lines on the court of what he did, the basketball move that he made, but you're correlating this to him being a racist and for Pippen to double down on it? I don't know look, Scottie Pippen's had a hard year. He lost his son not too long ago.
Correct.
But I hope this is just he's at a bad place and wasn't really calling someone a racist where there really is no history of that as far as anyone's concerned.
Obviously, I've heard every story from that whole Laker run, and Shaq would tell us point blank next time he joins us, there's not Phil Jackson being a racist is something that was never even
a thought.
Kobe Bryant said he owed his career to him.
And by the way, that doesn't mean that Kobe didn't have beef with him about like the book that he wrote before he came back. That doesn't mean that Shaq didn't have beef with them at times. They're in a collaborative process in entertainment. It's an entertainment industry. There's huge egos involved, and anyone who thinks Phil wasn't one of those huge egos is missing the boat.
Yeah, I hate to discredit Scottie, but anytime I see pushing a new bourbon or pushing a book for sale, things are said a lot of times to try and drum up interest in the person.
Phil's a racist.
Unfortunately,
that's so horrible, though.
Scottie didn't look well to me.
To be called to work your entire Phil Jackson 74 maybe
probably
and for Phil Jackson to have had an entire
75.
career, 75. To Phil to have his entire career, all the relationships he has, and to get to a point where someone like Scottie Pippen, pimping a book and pimping liquor, would now accuse him of being a racist. It's a slimy, disgusting, cheap shot.
Yeah,
you never had this thought before, Scotty?
Yeah, I was uncomfortable watching it.
It's terrible, and you can see him sitting there. He
doesn't look well.
No, he does not. And he doesn't sound like he's well upstairs.
Yeah, and Dan gave him every opportunity in the world to kind of walk it back, and even gave him a couple chances at outs, and he wasn't taking them. And it was sad to watch.
It's very dangerous too when you get to it, the discussion, because Bob, I was talking about this morning driving in and listening to ESPN Radio, ESPN Overnight, and Kendrick Perkins was on, and he said he can't believe that people covering the NBA are writing about Jason Kidd's domestic abuse and Chauncey Billups being involved in an alleged sexual assault where the woman's injuries were declared to be consistent with rape, that she was given a payment and it was covered in, I guess, civil matter. That Kendrick Perkins said bringing that up when two African-American men are getting jobs in the NBA is out of bounds. And I'm saying, and then he's bringing up Candace. What does their skin color have to do with it? These two men have that on their resume. It's going to be brought up, address it, and then move on. It's fair game. Your past is fair game.
Yeah, your past is your past, no matter who you are, what color you are, whatever it is. I mean, there's good people and there's bad people. That's kind of how I determine people in life. I don't care about skin color.
Correct.
In that sense.
But even Kendrick Perkins inserts race into it, and I'm going, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that?
Look, it would be, if it was a white person getting hired for a job and he had a bad history, I hope you bring it up. It's a person, and they have a history, and this person is being hired as one of the 30 jobs in the world.
In a new city where they have to address it.
Kind of anything has to come up, right? I mean, it's on the resume, so to speak. It's on your life resume of what has happened in the past.
If I had been involved in a sexual assault, an alleged sexual assault where the woman's injuries were consistent with rape, if I had been involved in a domestic abuse situation and I was hired by this radio station to do this show, and it happened years ago, I would have to answer for it when I was hired. I would expect that somebody would bring it up and I would have to talk about it. It's not out of bounds, and it has nothing to do with the color of my skin.
No, every single article that would be written about you
would have been brought up.
Announcing the hiring. Somewhere in the article, it would have been there.
I mean, I saw it the other day. I don't know if anybody saw the SportsCenter piece on Marv Albert retiring.
I saw a little bit of it. I didn't see it all.
I was impressed that they brought it up. That Marv Albert could have served serious prison time and was lucky to avoid it. And they brought up the entire details of the case in his retirement thing, and then how he gained his career back, how he worked his way back.
That was a wild one.
And they really, but they brought it up, and I admired the fact that ESPN did the full story.
He's not their employee.
They brought that in and did a really good job with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so. I feel bad for Scott. I feel bad because I think somebody needs to intervene. Because something's not right with Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously he's going through a lot of personal turmoil.
His wife was not running. Yeah, she was running around on him with a bunch of, Malik Beasley and a couple other. Scottie's had a rough year, I think, with the child as the, unfortunate, the main vein of it. He needs probably some help from some friends.
Mr. Snuffy wants me to answer about my illegal use of hair products. Yes.
You got spider tack up there?
It is like spider tack some days. It is I believe it's the Redkin.
Is Mr. Snuffy enamored with our heads and hair and lack thereof?
He is obsessed with it.
Okay.
He is sort of obsessed with it.
Yeah, because I've heard he's talked about visors. Why does a bald man wear a visor?
I've never understood that either, but I'm not bald.
I like to wear a hat, and I don't like it to sweat, so a visor is just comfortable to me.
See, you addressed it.
Yeah, it's just comfortable to me.
You just addressed it.
Mr. Snuffy lives by the motto, it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Bob lotions himself up. How does it look that good? Because he lotions himself up.
Got to lotion up.
Hey, this summer at Wawa, beat the heat with their handcrafted refreshers and smoothies made fresh with 100% real fruit juice and green tea. Your way at Wawa. Refuse. Don't. Jamie, don't.
They're building.
Don't.
They're
because
building
you're going
it.
to alert people. You're going to alert people to something, and then we will not have first choice.
They're building.
We will not have first choice. Stop.
They will come.
Stop. No one is to touch that Wawa. Look at that.
No one.
Don't alert.
Nobody's here. We're fine.
Don't alert.
I'll eat it all by the time they get here.
Hey, in Cooney's Corner, he says that the Phillies have become a bit peripheral.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Last night was the perfect example of where I am.
Okay.
I was doing some things, and I would call up the score on my phone and saw whatever. I finally settled down. They're up 4-2, and I'm in the inning where they gave up. It's 4-2, 4 runs on a grand slam, and it's just like, seriously, this is where we are. But every damn night, it's the same thing. You have announcers on the team questioning who's pitching for the Phillies right now. Well, I guess you have nobody else. That's literally what I heard last night.
I hate it, too.
I don't know why he's here, but I guess I have nobody else. So my question is, last night was a good night, though. I watched that. They got down 6-4, then 8-4, and whatever. Hockey was on. So yeah, game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. And then basketball, you had Phoenix and the Clippers last night. So I had alternatives last night. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do as an alternative to these Phillies? Because they can't be my main source of sports watching. Is it Euro soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, it's better.
But they're done by
it's not.
They're 6 hours ahead over there, so they're done by 5 o'clock.
It's not better because you don't have it may be a better execution of watching high talent.
Yeah, it's a better product.
It's not. But there's no buy-in. There's no buy-in. The Phillies, you have buy-in.
I just like sports.
But you have buy-in.
I hope to work in sports one day. Maybe I can apply that.
Yeah, you could.
But seriously, I need something.
I've had a lot of people tell me, like friends that are good baseball fans, tell me they're out for a while.
That's so dangerous.
People don't want to. I mean, it's a repeat of last year all over again with new faces.
It's worse.
Kinda.
No, it is.
I mean, the ERA's better, but the blown saves is worse.
But it's not even new. That's what bothers the hell out of me. You have some new faces, but you still have Hector Neris closing games.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? You had the worst bullpen, one of the worst bullpens in the history of baseball, John. The history of the game. No professional sports has a longer history than baseball. You had one of the worst in the history of the game.
Second worst.
And you saw it, I said one, I'm sorry. And you saw it fit to say, that guy we had closing last year, yeah, let's go with him again.
But how do you bring in 4 or 5 new faces and they all stink too? Like what? Why can't we have nice things here?
And more importantly, the I don't know what Dave Dombrowski is. What is this title? Is president of baseball?
Fold is the GM.
President of baseball operations. Where is he?
I don't know.
I'm just hoping.
Is he in a bunker? Is there a bunker underneath Citizens Bank Park? Is there some secret bunker, Pat? Where he can hide out? Because shouldn't somebody be speaking? And I'm not talking on Zoom. Shouldn't somebody be having a real press conference? Because, by the way, you can have real press conferences now. There is no need for everybody. We do not. Mask mandates lifted. We can get people together in a room. Shouldn't somebody be answering for this?
I think you guys are being a little too negative here. They've only blown 7 of their 7 opportunities in the last 6 games. That's it.
It's more opportunities than games.
Here's what boggles my mind, right? Like, the Texas Rangers lose their closer before the season starts. They throw in Ian Kennedy into the role. Ian friggin' Kennedy is their closer, and he's a better option than anything the Phillies have. But part of the reason that I have an issue with what the Phillies have done isn't necessarily like who's closing games or who isn't. Okay, so you take Hector Neris out of the closer spot. You announce that. Great. Thank God we've been waiting for that. You bring in Jose Alvarado to get a 5-out save?
Yeah.
As soon as he brought him in to get 5 outs, I knew what was going to happen. There's no way a reliever's going to go out there and get a 5-out save when he's used to pitching, an inning. So it's like even when
he makes the right decision on the right pitcher. He does it so wrong that he botches it.
I swear, sometimes I think that Girardi's doing stuff just to say, this is what you gave me? Seriously?
Well,
because he puts guys out there, exactly what Pat said with Alvarado. You're putting guys out there where we're saying, wait, you're expecting him to get 5 outs? I swear sometimes he sits back and says, what do you want me to do?
We had this exact same conversation about Gabe Kapler. Do you remember?
Yeah, you're right.
That we said, is Gabe just waving the white flag from the dugout saying, get me help, Klentak?
Well, Dave Dombrowski, when he was hired, I'll quote him, I consider this a retool, not a rebuild, for sure. There's too many good players on this club. I view us as a sleeping giant.
It's time to wake up.
He says because we've got a big market and we've got a good, solid owner that wants to spend money to win. And he's spending money. This roster is spending money. It's bad money. It's throwing bad money after it. But it's passionate baseball. There's a lot of upside potential here. So I want to know from Dave Dombrowski what happened. Too many good players. There's a ton of good players in this club. This is a retool, not a rebuild. I want answers. I want to hear him answer to this stuff.
I want the Olympics to start, so I have something else to watch besides these damn Phillies.
Coach, would you make a request? Because we can do a phone interview. Can you make a request? Okay.
Sure.
Make a request because I want to know what the hell's going on.
Well,
Did something changed from December?
Yeah, I mean, on paper, like, I believe what he says. On paper, it probably should have been. They do. They have a lot of talent on paper. Their lineup has completely underperformed.
Oh, yes.
Like, you get 4 runs, and you're like, all right, here we go. And then you look up and down their lineup, and you go, wait, how did they only get 4 runs? The only positive of this season really has been their starting pitching. And other than that, it's been a disaster.
It's truly annoying right now.
Annoying is the perfect way to put it.
It is. It just is annoying.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know how T-Mac is doing it every night because he does a great job of trying to be objective without being too negative. But it comes through sometimes.
It does, and it should. I mean, there's nothing to praise about this team. It should. And what T-Mac does and Kruk, they're very, very good at what they do.
Well, Kruk said last night, I don't know, nobody's listening, I'm drunk.
Yeah, that was the 8th inning.
See, I missed that.
It was great.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
But, like, how does a guy like Archie Bradley, like you brought him up earlier, we all kind of agree that it was a good especially compared to what it was.
This radio station erupted when Archie Bradley was signed.
Listen to some of his career ERAs. 1.73, 3.5, 2.95, 1.17. And then he comes here and has pretty much his worst ERA since his rookie year, and his whip is his worst of his career. So, like, why do we even get good players that come here and turn to crap?
Okay, do you wonder, and I will give you the...
Injury's probably part of it.
I'll give you the contrary market to this. Why was baseball absolutely... Why were great clubs not panting after...
So why are the Phillies in on it when other clubs aren't?
Because they were desperate. So they had to go desperate. Good clubs were not desperate to go get Archie Bradley.
They also fired a lot of their scouts, too, and that affects it.
Yeah, there were the good teams in baseball, I'm sure, could have used an arm.
But he's been good. Like,
but they weren't in the market for him. Why? Because they knew something.
That's my point. Why are they knowing something and the Phillies aren't?
The Phillies were desperate.
But that's not a good enough reason. I'd rather
No, they had to take chances, Jamie. When you're that bad, you have to take chances. But if
eventually someone's got to work here, right?
When I was hearing, and I heard this radio station, various shows, various hosts celebrating Archie Bradley.
Yeah, I was one of them.
And I'm like,
he's had a good career.
And I'm like, where were the good teams chasing after Archie
That's
Bradley?
not completely indicative of his success here or not.
No, but it is indicative of nobody else who was a real contender's chasing after him, panning after to get him. So they knew something.
But, I mean, they
didn't need it.
We don't know the market for Archie Bradley, really.
Every team needs bullpen arms. Every team needs a guy like Archie. Every contending team would say, hey, if this guy was that good.
Again, that's almost a worse look for the Phillies if everybody else is out on him. And I understand desperation, but why
they were desperate because it was so bad last year.
But he's had a good career.
I know he did, Jamie, but the other teams were looking at him and saying, no, we'll pass. We're good.
Yeah, but I mean,
and every team
not-
could use a bullpen arm.
I think it was more of that they were willing to pass on $6 million.
Well, that's part of it. No, somebody has to be. Again, the Phillies, like with JT Realmuto's contract, the Phillies willing to just overpay, overextend
I
to
think,
try to get somebody.
I think you guys are both right in this, though. We don't know the market for Archie Bradley. But there would probably be contenders that would have taken him for $3 million,
Yes.
$4 million.
No, they would have.
You're right,
absolutely
but they were desperate. This is why I think you guys are both right. They were desperate, so they overpaid for Archie Bradley.
Were teams that right here. There were teams that considered themselves out on. I'm reading right here. Archie Bradley was considered interesting. Injury issues were coming up, but the issue of money came into play for many organizations.
That was the same thing with David Robertson. Same thing with him.
Thinking that the Phillies
fix it.
The Phillies were willing to go twice as high as contending clubs were. They were willing to pay twice as much to go get him.
Okay, so good teams would have been in on him. It's just the price tag.
It goes twice as much because they're like, why are the Phillies doing it? It's like JT Realmuto.
But still, even if he goes to New York,
JT 5 years.
even if he goes to New York at half the price and performs, it's not an issue. He comes here and doesn't perform.
Because the only way he'd come here is if they're overpaying.
Yeah, I understand,
So,
but all of a sudden he's just crap now because the Phillies overpaid him?
Again, there's something saying, we'll take a chance on him for $2 million. We're not taking a chance on him for $6 million. And that's where it's sort of
Phillies can't develop a blister.
Not good. All right, we got a lot coming up for you, including I thought amnesia was only a thing on General Hospital. But amnesia obviously has hit Indianapolis too. We'll get to it next. John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. Summer's here, and I want you to trust Meineke to get your vehicle ready for your family vacations. Our friends at Meineke have joined the John Kincade Show. We're glad to have them aboard. Right now, when you purchase a $24.95 basic oil change, they're going to throw in a free tire rotation, which is incredibly important for your car. Rely on Meineke for maintenance, brake service, tires, suspension systems, exhaust system problems. Head to Meineke, get that free air conditioner check right now. If it's not blowing cold enough for you, you can receive $20 off and an air conditioning recharge. If your check engine light's on, do not let that linger. Head to Meineke for a free check engine light code scan. And for the best customer service, commitment, and value, trust Meineke. They've been doing it right for a long time. And did you know that your independently owned and operated Meineke is now hiring? Visit Meineke.com/careers. Get more details or call your local Meineke center today. Do not head out on summer vacation without letting Meineke get a look under the hood.
The John Kincade Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. It's coming. Stay tuned to The Fanatic for details.
Hey, it's Ant. Don't be that guy this summer. The guy with the T-shirt on in the pool. Yeah, you can still be slimmer for this summer, since it only takes 40 days to lose 20 to 40-plus pounds with NJ Diet. NJ Diet's contractually guaranteed money-back program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair and saliva and blood work. Then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to keep the weight off for the rest of your life. It's all about the science. Not sure if you can do it alone. NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. Hold your hand. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat and not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural. No shots, no hormones, no surgery. With offices close by in Cherry Hill, Princeton, and now open in King of Prussia. Or available with live online video consultations. Visit NJDiet.com or call 855-NJ-DIET. Go to NJDiet.com. Lose the weight for good. That's NJDiet.com.
Attention auto mechanics and auto body pros. Carvana is hiring in Delanco, New Jersey. Carvana, the company that invented a brand new way to buy a car, is hiring for their Delanco Auto Inspection Center located near Delran, right off of Route 130. Carvana has immediate openings for auto techs, detailers, painters, lot attendants, and other auto specialists on day and evening shifts. All jobs are direct hire, full-time, offer a competitive hourly rate, no flat rate, 100% company-paid medical insurance, generous paid time off, tool reimbursement, and much more. On Wednesday, July 7th and Thursday, July 8th, Carvana will be available to talk directly to you from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Where? At their Delanco Inspection Center right off of Route 130 on Creek Road. Bring your resume, driver's license, and awesome personality. To learn more and be a part of the Carvana revolution, head to CarvanaHiringEvents.com and select Delanco, New Jersey. If you can't make it, you can still apply and a Carvana teammate will be in touch with you. Head to CarvanaAutojobs.com and select Delanco, New Jersey.
Hello, Mr. Crane. I'm calling about today's appointment. The tree is scheduled to fall on your RV at 2:14 today.
Any way we can reschedule? We're really enjoying our trip.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's our only opening.
Can it just be a little tree?
Let me check. No, sorry. Our file says it's a huge one.
RV owners can't schedule when things go wrong on the road. That's why there's Progressive, a leader in RV insurance.
Is it 2:14 p.m. or a.m.?
I'm not sure. Can I put you on a brief hold?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the world is throwing everything it has at you. And to succeed, you need someone to guide you through. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech advice to help you navigate whatever challenges you're up against and get you safely to where you want to be. For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
Are you finally ready to sell that motorcycle or ATV that is just collecting dust in your garage? Harley, Honda, Polaris, Yamaha, or anything like it. RumbleOn.com will pay you cash today. RumbleOn.com will buy them all. And in minutes, you have a real cash offer. We will pay you cash before we pick it up. No more strangers coming to your house from a listing site. Free pickup anywhere. Get your cash offer today. RumbleOn.com. Fast bikes, faster cash.
O'Reilly. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get up to a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate when you purchase select Superstart batteries. With the power and capacity your vehicle demands, Superstart batteries are designed for lasting performance and consistent starts. Turn the key with confidence with Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Honey, what are you doing?
Oh, learning how to be a hibachi chef.
Why?
Well, it was so easy to get an auto loan from Navy Federal Credit Union, I needed something more challenging. Heads up.
Do not throw that shrimp at me.
With decisions in seconds and rates as low as 1.79% APR, Navy Federal makes it so easy to finance a car.
Onion volcano.
You might want to try harder things. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Rates subject to change and are based on credit worthiness. Advertised rate available for new vehicles. Insured by NCUA.
All right, listen up, people. Sean Avery here. If you enjoy alcohol, chances are at some point you've been hungover, torn up, in the Hurt Locker. Well, here's a little secret. Goody's hangover powder relieves pain fast, helps wake you up, and it tastes good. I'm not kidding around. You got a case of ginfluenza, bourbonitis? No problem. Get Goody's hangover powder. Real medicine for real hangovers.
Goody's Hangover, aspirin and caffeine in powder form. Place on tongue and take with water. Hangover responsibly. Find it at Dollar General.
To those who step up to work the sunrise shift, power through the double shifts, or conquer the overnighters, McDonald's wants to serve you a tasty breakfast at a great price. Enjoy a savory and warm chicken McGriddles or a flaky and delicious McChicken biscuit for just $2 each. Swing by McDonald's today. No matter the shift, we're happy to serve you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Price of participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Tonight, Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Unfortunately, the Sixers aren't in it. That doesn't mean you can't win money on it. You have to ask yourself a question. Do you think one of these two teams is going to hit one three-pointer? That's a lock, right? Like, they're professional basketball players. Of course, one of these two teams is going to hit a three-pointer. Well, if you think that, you're going to end up cashing in $100 in free bets by registering with BetMGM. So here's what you do. You hop on BetMGM.com or the BetMGM app, and then you register, and they're going to ask you for a promo code. You enter Pat Egan 100, all right? All one word, Pat Egan 100. Then you're going to place just $1 on the Hawks or Bucks. And as soon as the first three ball goes in, you're going to win $100 in free bets regardless of your bet's outcome. Look, this is the lock of the century, folks. They're basically just giving you money. Take it. Don't be an idiot. Take the money and learn what I've been learning. That BetMGM is truly the king of sports books. So download the app or go to BetMGM.com and don't forget to use the bonus code PatEgan100. You'll win $100 when you bet just $1 on the Hawks or Bucks and either team hits a three. Boom, you'll win. It's a new customer offer. It's paid in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You have to be 21 years or older. Silver, Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Bet MGM Sports in partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, if you ever wondered, I do talk straight through the breaks.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
7 o'clock hour, the John Kincade Show, brought to you by the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. Download it at parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code Fanatic. So I understand Coach sharing some info with our YouTube viewers, putting the information out there that a big announcement coming your way Thursday, July 1st. Care to expound any more, Coach?
Nope.
Okay.
Jamie's leaving the show?
Wawa.
Wasn't planning on it, Beth.
Wawa Hoagie Day is Thursday. Also, go down and get a free hoagie at the Independence Mall. Enjoy free admission to the National Constitution Center all day, courtesy of Wawa. And then free fireworks on the Parkway on the 4th of July, 9:45 to 10 p.m. So get on out there and enjoy that. We had a Wawa food drop. So we had some Wawa dropping off some food this morning like that.
Jamie's already down a couple hoagies.
Jamie, what one did you choose if you picking out there?
I originally was going to go Tuna to be a good team player because I feel like Tuna on the power rankings is probably the last pick here. But then I realized I got tuna salad at home, so I switched to a turkey.
Bob, did you pick?
Did you like my game analysis there?
No, I didn't. It's a little too early for me to throw the hoagie down, so I'm starting out with a Wawa soft pretzel.
Soft pretzel?
Yeah.
And then roll it from
Lemonade's delicious.
So you love the lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
So we get rolling here. I didn't realize, and Bob has abandoned Port Charles, so I'm very disappointed in Bob because, I always thought that
it's not the first time and it won't be the last. You'll be disappointed in me.
I thought amnesia was only a thing going on in Port Charles. I don't give a shit on TV shows. But it's obvious to me that our friend, and again, we promised we weren't going to talk about him unless he made news, Carson Wentz, has amnesia. The exiled Eagles quarterback now in Indianapolis is
How cool is that?
He's doling out advice to Trey Lance of the San Francisco 49ers, even when Trey Lance isn't asking for it publicly. He told the young San Francisco quarterback to, quote, block out all the noise, to stay focused, and to not get distracted by the pressure. I read the quotes and then searched for the extra line like I didn't do in Philadelphia. I thought that was coming. It didn't. I found that bit of lack of self-awareness intriguing to me. I understand that maybe that's what Carson meant to say, but he just didn't offer that extra part up there. Or Carson Wentz truly believes that he's mentally tough. But either way, I think this is a topic that if anyone in the NFL is not really best to offer advice on, it's Carson Wentz. Dealing with pressure, dealing with the challenge of competition, he even talks about. The challenge of competition. He didn't want competition. He was frightened by it. He thought it was scary. He was upset by it. Carson, I think you need to let Trey Lance have someone else be his mentor on this. And I understand, same program, everything. But Trey Lance even made it clear that it was unsolicited advice. Unsolicited advice from Carson Wentz. He wasn't like, hey, Carson, can you give me some pointers?
Yeah.
Interesting to me.
Is there anybody around this guy that kind of gives him advice? Like, hey, Carson, keep your mouth shut. Like, just go play football. It didn't work out for you in Philly. Okay, understood. Your fault or not, whatever you think is fine, but it's not the time for you now to be doling out advice. It's okay, especially unsolicited, as you said, John. It's okay. Just go play football. I don't have any ill feelings towards Carson Wentz, and as I'll bring up further on in the show about our, not being patient with athletes, he kind of got 11 games and he was out of here. But you're out. You're gone. You have a new beginning. Relax. Just
go on.
Go.
Turn the page.
less you speak, the less the woogies come out. Like it's okay. You're being paid really well. You're playing a sport that you apparently love. You said that you're in a place that it absolutely accepts you. Okay.
Yes.
Just do you. And I wish you the best. I really do.
And block out the noise and handle the pressure. Those are two things that he absolutely has no ability to do.
None.
He showed it. He got mentally freaked out by the team drafting a quarterback.
Yeah.
When he hadn't ended.
I'd love to hear his revisionist history of how he views this, like where he was accepted. Dude, you were beloved here until you got weird. You lived on a farm in South Jersey where you had a hunting compound and a lake behind you. So what you mean is the people in this area were too much for you. We loved our team too much. The stakes were too high. You wanted to go to the Midwest and disappear.
Noisy.
Yeah, you wanted to go disappear. You didn't want to hear the talking heads and the Jeff McClains and the journalists and the stories written about you. You wanted to fade away. And that's fine. Not everybody's cut out for this market. And Ben Simmons might be another one. We'll see in the coming weeks what happens with his camp that maybe isn't suited for here. And I hate that that's a reality, but it's not going to change, so they better adapt or see ya. And it's sad that 5 years in to Carson and Ben, we're at the same situation.
Pat, if somebody said to you, I saw you and John talking, and you said, yeah, he gave me some unsolicited advice.
Which you often do.
Yes. What would you say, though, the unsolicited advice would be a thing that I wasn't looking for advice, and I got it.
Don't brag about knowing celebrities as much.
Don't do
that
it.
would be yours.
Unsolicited.
Yeah, I like block it. Don't block out the noise. You're in Indianapolis. Is there noise? Is there noise in Indy?
No, that's why he likes it.
That's the thing. Like Trey Lance is going to San Francisco. Is there noise in San Fran?
Not really.
Like, we know a guy out in San Fran who works in sports radio. There's no
pressure. There's more pressure in San Fran than there is in Indianapolis.
Sure,
Indy, but
neither hold a candle to this.
That's my point. Is like, did he really need this quote-unquote advice? What noise is there about Trey Lance? When was the last time you guys thought about Trey Lance? Draft day?
Correct.
Like, what do you... Just stay in your lane, bud.
Hey, the one thing I would just say is that it's weird. It's weird that he keeps... I don't... The last thing I think I'd be talking about if I was Carson right now is telling another young quarterback, here, do it like... Here's the advice I'm going to tell you. Unless he says, I didn't handle this well, and I learned a tough lesson because of it.
Even now, it's too soon for that, for me.
You think it's too soon for that?
You said it, John. If I were Carson, I wouldn't be saying, and then you went on, I would have stopped it there. I wouldn't be saying anything. I really wouldn't.
Be in the bunker.
This didn't end well here. There is rumors about your reputation here as far as teammates, as far as being in the locker room and all that stuff. Right or wrong, truth or not, we don't really know exactly what it is, but where there's smoke, there's fire, and a lot of people got out of this organization for some reasons or another, and a lot of fingers pointed at you, whatever it may be. It's just time to go start your career elsewhere. And for people not to be in his ear, especially his agent, his team, whatever, not to be in his ear to say, hey, Carson, just do the interviews you have to do and keep it to football. That's all. You'll be much happier.
How did this come out, by the way?
His charity softball game.
It was his charity softball game, and then Trey Lance talked about the...
I'm sure he was there, maybe.
No, he was.
Yeah,
he was, because there's a
fellow Bison.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had it out there. So it was one of those
where he's comfortable,
so he's comfortable
in the Midwest, and he's got a tractor.
It's just that Trey Lance...
Happy for him.
Reportedly, Trey Lance is a completely different personality than Carson Wentz. That he is a true alpha male to the point that him and Kyle Shanahan are very much wired the same way. Kyle Shanahan walks into a room and looks around and says, okay, everybody in here is dumber than me. That is personal experience. You're all dumber than me. Let me tell you, I'm smarter than you.
Well, he's a football coach, obviously. I thought that was obvious.
And guess what, though? He's pretty brilliant.
I don't doubt it.
He's pretty brilliant.
But the football coaches that hold themselves in this higher intelligence regard makes me laugh sometimes.
But Trey Lance,
talking about football,
impressed him with the football IQ, with his swagger.
I wonder if Carson Wentz would do the same. Probably not.
I don't believe so. So, hey, don't strike out with boring sodas and plain old water. Bat 1,000 every time. Try out Everfresh juices and juice drinks available in over 40 different flavors. Everfresh, good juices for good times. We talked about that story where Kendrick Perkins was saying it's out of bounds to talk about the Jason Kidd's domestic abuse and Chauncey Billups and his hire, and it's brought up here. I'm trying to make sure I've got it here. Theo says, Marv Albert's being showered with praise night right now, and he was found guilty. Theo, did you watch TNT's video tribute? Did you watch ESPN's video tribute? If you did, both of them brought up extensively what happened with him, what he faced, how he lost his jobs, and then how he got his career back. If you don't like a story of redemption, that's fine. But Marv Albert was, even in his retirement, is having to revisit something from 20 years ago and having to answer for it and having people of a new generation hear about it. I bet you there's young people who don't even know it.
Probably. No, you're probably right about that.
They don't even know about it. If you're 25, Connor might not even know that.
Probably not.
Mike Heavy Chevy might not even know that.
I would bet good money he doesn't.
And it's part of the story.
And it's part of the story. And by the way, TNT showed it. ESPN showed it as part of his retirement thing. That hey, look what he came back from, and he had a chance. And it's one of the things like we dealt with the Odubel Herrera story. I do not understand human beings who do not want other human beings to find redemption. It is something that I find it repulsive that somebody does something and they have no chance to redeem themselves. They shouldn't work again. They should be banned. I don't get it. Yeah. And that is, by the way, that is the whole thing, is that there is to me, the stories of redemption to me are great and positive. I watched Michael Vick's and I'm proud of what he did. And I'm proud of how he fixed his life. And I'm proud of how he paid back his creditors. I admire people who overcome. And I do believe people can change. And maybe that's naive. Maybe I'm Billy Mumphrey in that, but I do believe that.
Look, here's how I always phrase it when people say, oh, well, they weren't found guilty, but some settlement was reached, whatever. On that night or whatever in question with whomever the person may be, did something good happen? No. Like something good did not happen. And look, if I'm writing a story about this person, hey, here's your new head coach of such and such, I can give a chronological order of what he did. He was a high school star, an All-American in college. He got his career started this way in coaching. Of course, then in 1985, there was you have to include it. It's part of their resume of basketball because it's part of their life. It doesn't mean that you're talking about guilt, non-guilt, correct, belief or non-belief. It's the facts of what happened in this person's life.
You should have to answer for anything and then answer it, and you should be able to move on. And both of those gentlemen, Chauncey Billups and Jason Kidd, have moved on with their lives and have been solid citizens since. No other incidents that we're talking about. So, but they still have to answer for your past. Just as Marv Albert is being, in his retirement, having to answer for something from 20 years ago. It happens.
Yeah, it's not going away.
It's on your resume.
Yeah, it's there for life.
And it's all right to ask somebody about it. And when you come to a new job or a new city or something, it's okay to be asked about it. It's not out of bounds. And for Kendrick Perkins to make it that he says point blank in the clip, these African-American men are being asked that. I'm like, why is he inserting the color of their skin? If Rick Carlisle, who just got hired in Indianapolis, if Rick Carlisle had either one of those things on his resume, he would have been asked about it, and it would have been on SportsCenter, it would have been talked about. It doesn't make any sense. Hey, join the home team. Me and Anthony and Mert. Go to parkscasino.com/PA. Use promo code Fanatic for your first risk-free bet up to $500. You got to be 21 and present in Pennsylvania. If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Jamie Lynch is going to take his shot at being positive. Let's see how this goes.
This is the Lynchpin.
Yeah, you gave us a homework assignment last night. It was come up with a positive thought for today's show.
Yeah, we wanted to insert a little more positivity.
Yeah, which I tend to skew anyway. This was hard.
Billy Mumphrey finds it hard.
Yeah, I poured myself a glass of rosé. I was watching some soccer, sat down, collected my thoughts in the email, and I was like, all right, positive. Nick Sirianni is going to bring a fun offense to the Philadelphia Eagles. It might not be a winning offense right away, but it's going to be one that keeps them competitive in games and gives us a sense of fun football. I think it's going to bring some unique looks, some more ingenuity. Doug got stale by his fourth year. He was repetitive, wasn't changing on the fly.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of got stagnant.
Could you
real
call
quick.
games watching them?
Yeah, sometimes.
Play call?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. It was just stagnant water. It was weird. I think Sirianni's going to be a breath of fresh air in terms of what we see offensively on the field. I think we're going to see a lot of different looks, a lot of different routes, and I think you're going to get that unpredictability where you don't know what's coming, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
I want to know if Nick Sirianni, and I hope he can, create a ball possession offense that involves the short passing game that runs clock and saves.
Yeah, you run while passing.
Save the defense. Because if you've got a shaky defense, give them less possessions that they're on the field.
Oh, no question.
Rest.
Make your offense part of your good defense, right?
And I'm optimistic with that with Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, you're going to need the running game to help you out too. So a lot of it is going to fall on Miles Sanders. I mean,
you got talent there.
You do. There's no question about it. That's going to have to take some of the pressure off the Jalen Hurts.
He's going to use spider tack this year, I heard.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's going to be able to hold on to the ball this year.
Whatever works.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care if you're dripping with honey. Whatever it takes, just get it done. But everything that's going to be or that should be good about the Eagles relies so much on every other thing, I think. Like, John, you said the defense has to be better if the offense can stay on the field. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be better if Miles Sanders is decent. Miles Sanders is going to be decent. You know,
if the offensive line is healthy.
Exactly. I don't think because, and that all sounds obvious what I said, but what I mean by it is there's nobody that can do anything on their own on this team right now, talent-wise, I don't believe. Like, just take over a game because their talent is that much better.
Jamie, I like your attempt at positivity much better than mine. Egan, are you feeling it? You're recently verified, so I know you're a little distracted today. Are you feeling it?
I'm sorry, I was signing an autograph.
I figured.
With Sirianni, I feel the excitement that you guys feel. I continue to worry about what happens when things aren't going great. And that's going to tell me a lot about how his message is coming across. This is great. Hey, we're in June, almost July, and you can play rock, paper, scissors, and you can get the crowd going and all that, and everyone's pumped. But when it's halftime and you're getting your beanbag blown off, and is your message coming across? That's going to tell me a lot about Sirianni as a coach and a motivator.
My worry about him is the poise. Because in front of a microphone, his first 2 times he was horrendous. And I don't think he's that good in front of it. And to me, that means he felt pressure. He felt anxiety about it.
Well, fish out of water.
So I wonder how he's going to feel when you lose 31-7 to the Cowboys or something, and you got a room full of vipers ready to tear you apart. The Eagles media will hold him accountable and will ask tough questions.
Only if it's, egregious. I do think he's going to get a little bit of a,
honeymoon?
I don't even know. Honeymoon, maybe just benefit of the doubt in the first year and kind of retooling type of thing. Unless his mistakes are glaring, I think he'll be all right. And he'll get more comfortable behind the mic as we go.
The part I worry about is, all right, so Jamie brings up a great point that Sirianni's going to be, from what we heard, innovative, a lot of different things going on. Well, when you have a lot of different things, and this is just what I know from talking to people, that when you have a lot of different things and you're a young coach, you often move on to something different. Like, all right, let's run this play, let's run that. And you don't really get all the plays down as well as you want. You'll have a variety, but they're not practice. And so what really scares me is, why didn't they have OTAs? Like, how often have they been together? Sirianni, be innovative and have a bunch of different plays, but God, have them exactly down the way they're supposed to be run.
I love the authenticity of Sirianni, though. The fact that he's very, very comfortable being him. Mm-hmm. He's going to do things his way. He hasn't dialed down the rah-rah stuff or whatever. It may fail miserably.
Yeah, it could.
But I admire he's not coming in here trying to go, I'm coming in here and I'm going to do a Bill Belichick impersonation.
Yeah.
He's trying to be himself.
It's rare that a guy is that outgoing, affable as a NFL head coach. It's different.
I cannot wait to see it because hopefully it doesn't have a short shelf life. and he gets the veterans to buy in. And I would imagine if he gets the offensive linemen to buy in, he has a chance to control that locker room. If he gets the biggest veterans on this team to buy in, carry the water for him, I think he'll be in. I think that it could end up being something that's really, really good.
And they did a smart thing by keeping one of the veteran coaches that they had around with the offensive line.
Yeah, you went over Kelsey and Johnson, and you're probably looking pretty good in that locker room.
And that's good. And they're also going to keep everybody in line, as you say, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jason Kelsey is the leader of that offense, and Brandon Graham's the leader of that defense. He's already been wearing the Brandon Graham shirts.
And I think Brandon Graham's very positive on him. Everything he's very positive.
And he's smart enough to know, I think, if I win these guys, he's Ted Lasso.
And to me, that's a credit to Nick Sirianni that he's gotten a guy to be positive about him like that. Let's see what Matt in Audubon has to say. Matt, what's going on? You're on The Fanatic. Good morning.
What's up, guys? Thanks to Jamie for being a little positive this morning. Eagles talk is
I'm trying.
refreshing. Now, I brought this up with my buddy the other night. If we go toward the end, I went through the schedule and did the wins and losses. If we're below 500, 1 or 2 games, but because of our division, we're in the mix to make the playoffs, and that hope is still there at the end, and the team is slowly getting better at all those different question marks that you guys just said, that's a successful season.
I agree, Matt.
Year one.
Matt, I agree. I agree completely.
And that gives me hope. Now I look forward to going into the season because at least we can. I remember McNabb's first year with Reed, and it just felt like something was building, and that's all I want to feel. I want to feel like something's building, and even if they have a below 500 record, because they have it's supposed to be an easy schedule, but it's not.
I like what you said though, Matt. Just show me you're getting better.
He just labeled out the perfect season. You have hope. You show you're getting better, but you're not there. And that way, it's kind of what we played out. The perfect season is you get better draft picks.
How about the weekend before Christmas? You head into your last 4 games. What if they're alive going into the last 4 games where they have the Washington football team twice, I believe? You're still alive. You have the Giants, Dallas, the Washington football team twice.
Be a lot of fun.
It would be fun. It would be good.
Yeah.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That's what did there. So, all right, we got a lot coming up for you, including a comparison between the Phillies and an organization that paints the Phillies in a really good light. We'll get to it next. It's the John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. We want you to come to Vegas with us. But you got to lock in your deposit right now. Go to phillysportstrips.com. Have your credit card in hand. Get the deposit down. You can get on our private charter flight because Philly Sports Trips does it better than any other local sports travel company, hands down. Join our show. We'll be staying at the 50-yard line of Vegas hotels, the famous Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino. You can reserve your spot early, be in with us on the Welcome to Vegas party, which includes an open bar, so Bob's willing to attend. And also, John Dorenbos puts on a private magic show for us on Saturday night. So whether you want to hang by the pool or hang at a blackjack table with me, we're going to have an unbelievable game day, tailgate party, and, of course, the game itself. You don't want to miss it. phillysportstrips.com. Our trip to Vegas is going to be second to none. That's phillysportstrips.com. We want to see you out there.
The John Kincade Show.
Sir, one more outburst, I will strangle you with my microphone wire. You understand me?
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Attention auto mechanics and auto body pros. Carvana is hiring in Delanco, New Jersey. Carvana, the company that invented a brand new way to buy a car, is hiring for their Delanco Auto Inspection Center located near Delran, right off of Route 130. Carvana has immediate openings for auto techs, detailers, painters, lot attendants, and other auto specialists on day and evening shifts. All jobs are direct hire, full-time, offer a competitive hourly rate, no flat rate, 100% company-paid medical insurance, generous paid time off, tool reimbursement, and much more. On Wednesday, July 7th and Thursday, July 8th, Carvana will be available to talk directly to you from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Where? At their Delanco Inspection Center right off of Route 130 on Creek Road. Bring your resume, driver's license, and awesome personality. To learn more and be a part of the Carvana revolution, head to CarvanaHiringEvents.com and select Delanco, New Jersey. If you can't make it, you can still apply and a Carvana teammate will be in touch with you. Head to CarvanaAutoJobs.com and select Delanco, New Jersey.
Do you suffer from lower back pain, knee pain, foot pain, or fallen arches? Do you?
If yes, just stop and write this magic word, G-Defy, G-D-E-F-Y. What is G-Defy? G-Defy is the footwear designed by Gravity Defier Medical Technology with the worldwide patented VersoShock sole. Their shoes are clinically shown to relieve pain by a double-blind clinical study conducted by Olive View UCLA Medical Center. You can try a pair for 30 days with free corrective fit orthotic inserts. If you're not satisfied, just return the shoes for a full refund and keep the free orthotics as a gift. Put an end to suffering. Save $20 and get free shipping from Gravity Defier when you go to gdefy.com/radio and use code RADIO. That's gdefy.com/radio, code RADIO. You have nothing to lose but your pain.
Trade pros. Whether you specialize in service or new construction, Ferguson knows firsthand how much work goes into a long day on the job, which is why we're committed to offering the products and solutions to get every job done right. With over 1,000 locations, an unmatched selection of specialty products, tools, and supplies, our pro pickup and same or next day delivery, you can trust that doing business with Ferguson will be the easiest part of your hard day's work. Visit Ferguson.com to find a counter location near you.
Get more out of summer with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. Right now, Earth Grow mulch is just 3 bags for $10. Spread that mulch around your flower beds, trees, and garden. You'll be proud, and your plants will be protected. Boost your curb appeal with Earth Grow mulch at the everyday low price of 3 bags for $10. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 75 bags per customer. Color selection varies by store while supplies last. Not available in all stores. Continental U.S. only.
Mike, I understand you need the parts.
Carly's Car Shop demands more engine-fixing horsepower. They need to floor it to find their staff some backup.
We need to finish up that coupe today. It cannot be here for another 2 weeks.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you're looking for a little more out of your engine. Some fuel treatment could help. Right now, we've got buy one, get one free on Chevron Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Plus a $1 bonus reward for AutoZone Rewards members. Not a member? Don't worry. You can join the program fast here at the store or on AutoZone.com. Get what you need fast and get the job done easier.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions at AutoZone.com.
I need tech that can make me as productive in my home office as I am at my office.
It's possible with Staples Connect.
I need a fast, new PC so I don't miss a beat in college.
Staples Connect makes it possible with the tools you need to work and learn. And now get up to $150 off select PCs like the HP Pavilion laptop with Intel i5 processor. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. N73 Limit 2.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get to where you want to go. For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
At Citadel Credit Union, we're proud to be not-for-profit, so we can focus on making banking more rewarding. With the Citadel Cash Rewards MasterCard, you'll enjoy unlimited 1.5% cash back on all purchases, and the flexibility of no annual fee and no balance transfer fee. Plus, for a limited time, get a 0% intro annual percentage rate for 9 months. Terms and conditions apply. Apply online at citadelbanking.com/intro. Citadel, building strength together.
I think we've all established that Tuesdays are probably the worst day of the week, but BetMGM wants to make your Tuesday a little bit better. So here's what they're going to do. They're going to give you $100 in free bets if you risk just $1. And this is the lock of the century. Because in tonight's Eastern Conference Finals Game 4, if the Hawks or Bucks, if either of those two teams hits a three-pointer, which, once again, it's a lock, you're going to end up winning $100 in free bets regardless of your bet's outcome. Here's the catch. You have to register using the bonus code PatEgan100. So sign up on BetMGM.com or download the BetMGM app, and then they're going to ask you for that bonus code. You type in PatEgan100. Your first wager has to be a $1 wager on the Hawks or Bucks money line. And when the first 3 ball goes in, boom, you win. It's basically easy money. And then you can take that $100 in free bets and bet whatever you want because they have all of the sports. Day, night, doesn't matter. If it's going on, you can bet it at BetMGM. They're truly the king of sportsbooks. So do what I did. Download the app, go to BetMGM.com, enter the bonus code PatEgan100. You'll win $100 when you bet just $1 on the Hawks or Bucks. First 3 ball goes in, boom, you win. It's a new customer offer. It's paid in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You have to be 21 years or older, Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetMGM Sports in partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Picking on Egan is extremely mean, but I assure you, it's just a small, minute, tiny part of our content.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Thank you very much for making us a part of your routine. For those of you who are streaming, especially, we notice you carrying us with you. We notice that you're out there. We can see you throughout the course of the day. Thank you so much for doing that. The more people do it, the better. And if you're like Bob and you make a retreat down to the beach, the Fanatic app lets you take us to the beach with you. Lay on the beach with us.
Yeah, I listened to you guys yesterday morning.
So think of it this way. You could be laying on a beach towel in the afternoon with Mike Missinelli right there in the beach towel with you.
Ugh. We're sharing a towel?
You don't want to share a towel with Mike?
No.
Tyrone?
I don't want to share a towel with anybody.
You got a cucumber in your rectum? Loosen up.
You don't want to do that? What about the cuz? Right under your umbrella with you at the beach. So it's like you have an extra chair set up, and Cuz and Tunis are there with you.
Well, extra chair, yeah.
Who's saying it?
Not towel.
I was looking.
That's my space.
I'll sit on the beach with anybody. I ain't sharing a towel.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
That is really, really good.
No.
So they, by the way, yesterday, I will tell you, the person who ratted you out came to me and said to me, "You didn't rat me out, did you?" I said, "No, I didn't rat you out." That we were talking yesterday that someone said, well, they didn't believe that you were going to actually disconnect while you were on vacation. They thought you were going to still be checking in on the show, sending an email. They didn't understand how you disconnect. And I said, really? He said, yeah, they were talking about it while you were gone. I'm like, And Jamie goes, who's the rat? Well, the rat has his ears up.
Oh.
Has his ears up. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Mickey Mouse?
The rat has his ears up, so he was listening. So, hey, the Phillies get ripped on for being an awful organization. I've heard many, many times that the Phillies are cheap, which they're not. Look at how they're spending. Compared to their fan support, they're actually overspending what they should be spending. What did the Phillies do as an organization? Well, in my attempt to spin a positive tale for the Phillies today, I don't even have to spin it. The advocates for minor leaguers in baseball is a thing. It is a MILB advocates on Twitter. They said the Mets and the Phillies are ready to wrap up their weekend series. Between the two teams, who would you rather pay for? In AAA, the Mets give their players no housing stipend. The Phillies do. In AA, the Mets give their players no housing stipend. The Phillies do. In High A ball, the team hotel is not fully covered. And the Phillies pay the entire hotel bill. In Low A, no housing stipend. The Phillies, a housing stipend. Extended spring training. The Mets do not pay their players. The Phillies do. In fact, the Phillies end up being one of the 4 best teams in Major League Baseball to be in the organization for, of all the franchises, out of 30 teams, they're in the top 4 as far as how they take care of their minor leaguers, how do they do things first class. So when the Phillies get slammed for a lot of things, and they deserve to be slammed for it, I think it's important that everyone talks about Steve Cohen's the new owner of the Mets. He's the greatest thing going. Look at this guy. He's so awesome, and he wants to spend money and everything. The Phillies are doing the right thing. They're just not getting the good players, Bob. But they're doing the right things by the people in the organization. So those who say, Phillies are cheap, they don't do things the right way, that is a complete false narrative.
Well, then stop doing it. Make them sleep in huts. Give them a pair of flip-flops.
Maybe a nice yurt.
Change something because your minor league sucks. And that's great. You're giving them nice beds to sleep in, and that you're giving them money on a daily basis as they can go out and get their Burger King, and Spencer Howard can go get all the milkshakes he wants. Good for you. Change something. And I'm being sarcastic here, but okay, good. That's good that you do that.
So you want something changed up.
It's good that you do that, but it's not working. It's not correlating into guys coming up from your coddled farm system and turning into tough major leaguers.
Well, I think that means that you're bringing in the wrong talent, so you have to spend more, by the way, on scouts and everything.
Yes, exactly.
They did cut scouts, but the Phillies still, with scouting, are not in the they're not considered to be spending
cheap.
Like being cheap.
Right.
They did cut scouts, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't understand how an organization that doesn't have talent is cutting scouting.
Yeah,
that'd be somewhere where I wouldn't cut money.
That would be somewhere where I'd invest more because they have to get this right, or we're just going to repeat this circle of hell we're in with the Phillies. My wife asked me last night, well, how long has it been since they made the playoffs? I was like, well...
Why do you put that voice on her, by the way? It was her birthday yesterday.
Yeah, well, how long has it been since they made the playoffs? And I was like, well, it's going on 10 years, and there's no real hope here in the coming months or probably... I mean, look, magic can happen in an offseason, but without a minor league system to be able to pull guys up from time after time, it's all for naught, and it's depressing.
Yeah, look, it hasn't been great, but I think this does go a long way. I mean, I think the voice...
It shows they're doing things. It shows they're doing things the right way.
Yes,
they're just not bringing in the best players.
They're not. There's two different sides of this coin that we're discussing here, but they are doing things the right way. I'd rather be a fan of an organization that's paying minor leaguers because, unfortunately, a lot of the minor leaguers, the guy selling a hot dog is getting paid more than the actual minor leaguer. So I kind of smiled when I saw this. I was proud of the Phillies organization for doing it. You have to separate the organization from the talent on the field. They're not executing getting talent on the field, but they at least are executing with treating people the right way.
Great.
And the one thing I would say is the Phillies, anyone who comes on the radio, in print or otherwise, says Phillies are being cheap, makes no damn sense. It's not true. It's not true. It's absolutely not true. In fact, they're one of 7 organizations that outsell their fan support. They are absolutely overdoing their fan support. What they get at the gate to what they get and how they invest. But I would like to see scouting become. I want to hear Dave Dombrowski tell us scouting is his number one agenda.
Oh, no question.
We are going to. We need to hire some scouts from the best organizations in baseball.
We can't say it enough how ridiculous it is. And, one of Jamie's favorite things is to go back to the farm system, and rightfully so, that you've had one homegrown all-star outfielder, not counting Don Brown, since the 1970s.
Yeah, the Bull.
One homegrown.
Whoa. Don Brown.
Are you listening?
He said the Bull.
And then he said,
except Don Brown. Excluding Don Brown.
Excluding Don Brown.
Because that didn't really come
I was listening on
It's okay, he's verified. He got verified.
Yeah.
He's checking to see how many new followers he gets because he's verified.
I mean, it is ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. And now you can't grow. Nola's good, but you can't grow pitchers at a consistent rate. I mean, this organization is one of the worst, if not maybe the, in my lifetime, as far as bringing up people through the farm system. You had in the 70s and 80s, early 80s, it was good, but then they changed it all over and they went and got old guys. You went all the way until 2008 when it got good again, and now it's all out again. Listen to that. I've been around for 50 years.
It's crazy.
Twice.
Could Williams
Twice.
Could Williams be your third baseman and Bohm be your first baseman? Or not? Because
Potentially.
he fields much better at third base than Alec Bohm.
Me and you would field better at third base than Alec Bohm.
I have no speed.
I'll take your glove over his.
It's a I'm just thinking
he can't be worse. I mean, Alec Bohm's statistically the worst defensive. Third baseman in baseball, and Reese is the worst first baseman in baseball. So you can't do much worse. So something's got to happen.
So I'm just hoping that we're going to see. I don't know what the idea though that hey, do you think the Phillies should be buyers or sellers? Selling what?
Yeah. I mean, they're
selling what? Do you think? What do you think people want? I told you yesterday. They did a graphic on the NBA show on ESPN. Possible destinations for Dame Lillard and what organizations could offer where financially they could make the deal make sense. The Sixers were not on the first graphic.
Yeah.
There are so many there's so many other teams that have so much better talent that's more attractive than, but people will continually call this radio station and go, Ben Simmons. Like Portland's going, oh my gosh, you think we can get Ben Simmons? You really think? Wait a minute. You think Daryl Morey's going to offer us Ben Simmons? Now we're in business.
Who were the teams that were listed out of curiosity? Because I do think the Sixers can offer a pretty nice package.
Oklahoma City,
SGA, and picks.
Minnesota.
But what are they offering? D'Angelo Russell? Get the hell out of here. He sucks.
The Knicks, for one.
What are they offering?
It's just, you got to go see the graphic. You got to go watch.
Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett?
Yes, no, but the thing is that what we're getting amnesia about is nobody is in NBA circles is going, man.
I disagree.
We can't wait to get our hands on Ben Simmons.
I disagree. There's a recency bias that we're living in and through right now.
What are you disagreeing with?
That up to a month ago, nobody had interest in Ben Simmons. I think he has immense interest in the league.
His stock could not be lower
It's
right
at
now.
its lowest. That doesn't mean the league's interest is at its lowest.
Real quick, you'd be surprised how many people around the league still are intrigued with Ben Simmons. Yes.
Tell me where Portland makes sense.
Tell me why Portland would make sense?
Because other teams can do the money. Other teams can do the draft picks, can do the money. So why would Portland say losing Dame and adding Ben Simmons is going to make us either the same or better? You don't expect to really win a deal.
You don't win superstar deals.
You don't expect to win superstar deals.
Right.
But Sixers fans believe you do. Sixers fans believe you can get Dame Lillard for Ben Simmons.
Well, and Tyrese Maxey and probably 2 future firsts. So, I mean, it's not just Ben Simmons. You'd have to overpay to get it. I think
it's going to be more than Tyrese Maxey and Ben Simmons would have to get you Dame Lillard.
And 2 future picks.
No, I think it's going to be Thibault. I think it's Thibault. I think it's Maxey. I think it's and I think it's Ben Simmons. If you're talking Thibault, Maxey, Dame,
if you're losing Ben, you can't lose Thibault.
Thing is though, you're not, you want to go and trade something. You got to give them something.
Yeah,
I don't believe they're taking Tyrese. Oh well, you're throwing Maxey and we're in.
But Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, and 2 future picks is something.
But their future picks suck compared to what other teams' future picks.
Well, look what Harden went for.
They're going to be good.
The Simmons package blows it out of the water.
And it's also in the midst of a season, which makes it much less suitors.
Well, all right, let's put it this way. I saw a trade yesterday thrown out there that had Ben Simmons, I believe it was Thibault, and a couple of number ones going to Portland for Dame Lillard and Robert Covington. Now, look, Dame Lillard
would make Jamie happy.
Dame Lillard is phenomenal. I love him as a basketball player. He's 31 years old. You do that. What your gut reaction is? Great, good. Here we go, or is it more like, wow, this is what it's come to?
Everything's on the table except Joel Embiid for me.
So
that's not my question. That's not my question.
If I got that back, I'm doing cartwheels down Broad Street.
Really?
Yeah. Cartwheels, naked, perhaps.
Nobody wants to see that. I feel uncomfortable.
I feel uncomfortable.
I respectfully completely disagree with your evaluation on Ben Simmons.
Okay.
I think there is value. I think a lot of teams. I don't think there is.
We're going to see it play out.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, one of us will be right, one of us will be wrong. And by the way, I'm on record as saying I think he's back here next year. But I truly think that there isn't a coaching staff in the NBA that doesn't believe that they can rehab Ben Simmons. That he has everything except mental confidence and a jump shot that they can get it out of him. Whether they can or not, the arrogance in an NBA room will prove that, okay, we can rehab this. And, while the ESPN graphic said that, Vegas completely disagrees. Vegas had the Sixers as the second most likely destination for Dame Lillard. It was Portland 1 and then the Sixers 2 because of the fact that, like, you mentioned OKC.
You know why
would OKC trade for Dame Lillard? They're not going to contend.
But, Pat, you know why they do that, though, the odds makers? You do know why they do that.
Oh, please.
Because they know that people are going to put money down on it.
Yeah, but Vegas is right a lot of times.
They pick not with these kind. When they put out, like, preseason, they set numbers for teams because they know, like Dallas to win the Super Bowl, Green Bay to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I get it.
Dallas, Green Bay, Chicago, I think are the top 3 teams that are bet every year to win the Super Bowl in Vegas.
Well, I mean, that's beside the point.
They on prop bets.
I hear.
Prop bets are completely
I got you.
than game bets.
But, like, why? Like, OKC is mentioned. Why would OKC trade for Dame Lillard? They're not going to contend.
I don't think they would.
They wouldn't.
I don't think.
There's no point of them trading for him.
I don't think they would.
The one that scares me the most is Boston offering up Jaylen Brown in a package.
Jaylen Brown is a better package.
I don't know.
I disagree with that.
I think it's very fair and close.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're remembering.
You're giving up so much. You're talking, like, Jamie, nobody's untouchable. You're talking about just getting rid of all the youth.
Not all of it. It's a push-in. Yeah, it's a push-in.
It's a push-in.
You're going to do what Brooklyn did?
Well, it's not even that.
It's not even that because you're not as good as Brooklyn. Does getting Dame Lillard make you better than Brooklyn?
Yes. Or comparable. Joel Embiid, Dame Lillard, and Tobias Harris versus Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden is very, very freaking close.
Better.
As good as.
It doesn't make you better than that.
I think it does.
That's frightening.
Only because of their depth. Yeah, I think the Sixers. I think the Sixers are a better team.
You're trading your depth. No, to get Dame, you'd have to trade your depth.
You know what, John? That's a really good point.
Well, you're still going to have the $15 million from Danny Green. You're still going to have some. You're not giving up Thibault and Maxey. You're keeping one of them.
I don't care if you get Dame Lillard. Your top 3 is not going to be as good.
Dame Lillard and Joel Embiid might be the best 1-2 punch in the NBA.
It may be. But it's not. Your top 3 isn't as good.
Tobias Harris has a third in his natural pecking order. That's pretty damn good.
Okay, so who's your third?
It's pretty close.
So you do consider Harden, James Harden?
Yeah, I know.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you're saying that's not. I think it would be unanimous among general managers that would say
I don't know
3
about
is
that.
better than that 3.
Probably. I think it's really close. Dame Lillard's really, really good. Tobias Harris is the key, obviously. You can pit Dame Lillard and Joel Embiid against any two.
And those two
that Brooklyn has.
Correct.
And does Dame Lillard make Tobias Harris a better number 3?
Yes.
He very well could. I mean, when your focus as a defense has to go to Dame Lillard and Joel Embiid.
Somebody's going to be open.
Seth Curry and Tobias Harris, they would feed. And I mean feed. And you know what? The other two would still get theirs. It's interesting.
I love, though, what I saw of Seth Curry at times, too, during
He was
the
great.
season.
He was the second highest three-point field goal percentage in a playoff run, like minimum 20 attempts in NBA history.
Was he the best player in the Hawks series?
Probably consistently wise. Yeah.
Because, it was, if you take first halves, you'd say Joel Embiid.
I've always said that Dame Lillard and Bradley Beal are the 2 perfect complements to Joel Embiid. I really believe that. I think it's as close to perfect as you can get.
I think Bradley Beal can be had.
They're not going to want Ben Simmons because Russell Westbrook and Ben Simmons is insanity. That doesn't work.
No, that doesn't work a little bit.
But they have a new coach, right? Coming in?
Yeah, Brooks is gone.
Yeah, Scottie Brooks is out.
They haven't hired yet.
No.
Sam Cassell's name's getting thrown out there.
He's the favorite, apparently.
It's interesting. I mean, if you do something like this with a Dame Lillard and a Thibault and or a Maxey goes and stuff, you're really digging into now what do you do? You're signing veterans to back up.
Go find a Reggie Jackson for $2.6 million.
Chemistry changes.
Yeah,
again. And more importantly,
doesn't concern me.
We completely overvalued this bench. This bench did not. We thought the Sixers had, if not the best bench, one of the best benches in the NBA. We completely overvalued it. And the Hawks series proved that beyond the shadow of a doubt that a 5 seed was getting more out of their bench.
And maybe that's on us. I mean, think about it. Shake Milton basically was in his first full year of being counted on offense. Like, we need you offensively to get that 14, 16 a game. Tyrese Maxey, an aged Dwight Howard, although I loved what he gave you during the year, but to count on him come playoff time, was that realistic? And then, of course, you have Furkan Korkmaz, who is as hit as miss as any athlete that we've probably had in the Philadelphia area in a long time. You just don't know. So if you look at it that way, we shouldn't have been overly impressed that they were going to do something.
What did you think of Dwight Howard being courtside? Reportedly, again, not confirmed, reportedly in the Magic City seats.
My reaction was, ew. It's not a capital offense. He's a grown-ass man. His career's basketball.
Do you see that happen in the NBA?
You don't, and that's why I say ew. Because I don't know if I'm sitting courtside and watching the team that just,
I don't care that it's
hopefully broke his heart. You know what I mean? Like, as a fan of teams, you want the athletes to care as much as you do. And if tickets were offered to most Sixers fans, they're not sitting in that. I just think it's a no.
You got no problem with it?
No, I don't remember. No, I wasn't going to say that. I don't remember.
I've never seen it.
In my, at least professional life, seeing another player from another team at a game, and so prominently.
Because it's weird.
There.
It's
right
weird.
there in front of you, yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Barkley had a tweet, says you just don't do that.
Yeah.
Does it tell you that he's not coming back?
No. Not necessarily.
I just think he's out there.
He's on Planet Dwight.
You know better than anybody. I just think he's out there.
He is. So.
It became a debate on Twitter, though. Some people were like,
what was the
radically offended by it.
Why would you be?
I said ew, and people are like, "Oh, you're mad." I'm like, "No, I just said ew. It's an ew.
It's a new look.
Yeah, it's just
but
ew.
It doesn't mean you're. I
don't care.
Around about it.
He's an adult. He can do whatever he wants. I can also say ew.
We're gonna play overrated.
'Cause you're an adult.
We're gonna play overrated, underrated. And could there be optimism in Eagles land? Even more of it. We'll get to that coming up. It's the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. And I got to tell you, the Parx Casino Sportsbook app keeps you engaged in the sports world, even when the Phillies are frustrating you to no end. It's the only sportsbook app that I recommend. And with the live in-game play-by-play betting, you can really start to capitalize because the bullpen is so bad. You can cash in every single night by manipulating things when the Phillies turn the game over to closers. It's terrible. Hey, you can bet innings, bet individual player performances like home runs, pitcher strikeouts, and more. You've got all of those future bets that are out there, too. And same game parlays on baseball. Like you bet your team to win plus the over-under total on runs scored. And if you're a new customer, sign up right now. You get a risk-free bet up to $500. So download the app or click parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. If you like daily fantasy, this is going to be your new best friend. You got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania. If you've got a gambling problem, I implore you to call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
They put it on the air?
Of course they put it on the air. It was a big success.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-546-1987. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-546-1987. That's 800-546-1987. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All right, we've got lucky caller number 4, Marcus, on the line. If he answers this question, he wins a new car.
Let's do this.
Okay, for a new car, name the only actor to appear in...
And now a message from our sponsor.
With 24/7 support and quick and easy claims, Progressive protects what matters most. Progressive.
Films all in the same year.
Wait, sorry, I didn't hear the question.
3 seconds, Marcus.
Yeah, no, but there was an ad in the middle.
You didn't answer.
But I didn't hear anything.
Marcus, you dropped it in the dirt.
Progressive. There's never a bad time for great protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish is...
It's pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game. And now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you're looking for a little more out of your engine. Some fuel treatment could help. Right now, we've got buy one, get one free on Chevron Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Plus a $1 bonus reward for AutoZone Rewards members. Not a member? Don't worry. You can join the program fast here at the store or on AutoZone.com. Get what you need fast and get the job done easier.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions at AutoZone.com.
This July 4th at Lowe's, get $10 off 1-gallon cans or $40 off 5-gallon pails on select interior and exterior paints, stains, and coatings via Lowe's gift card rebate. And with everyday appliance savings, save up to $750 now on select major appliances. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Actual size 110 to 640 fluid ounces. Rebate not valid with other discounts. See Lowe's.com/rebates for more details. Savings instant in select stores. Exclusions apply. U.S. only. Paint pricing valid through 6/30. In-store must ask cashier to apply coupon. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Can't be combined with additional discounts. Valid through 7/14.
Wendy's only makes one kind of breakfast, your new favorite one. How do we do it? With fresh cracked eggs, oven-baked bacon, and flaky croissants. You know, the things your old breakfast wasn't doing. So toss that old news and its soggy eggs somewhere useful. And get to Wendy's, where the sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant, and honey butter chicken biscuit are just 2 for $4. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $4.
Limited time only. Single item at regular price. Price and participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's.
To those who step up to work the sunrise shift, power through the double shifts, or conquer the overnighters, McDonald's wants to serve you a tasty breakfast at a great price. Enjoy a savory and warm chicken McGriddles or a flaky and delicious McChicken biscuit for just $2 each. Swing by McDonald's today. No matter the shift, we're happy to serve you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
The exact replacement parts are better than just any old parts. That's why Toyota Service Center technicians use genuine Toyota parts, because they're designed to fit the exact specifications of your vehicle. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a no-cost maintenance plan for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. Shop online or visit your local Toyota dealer and drive home in your new Toyota today. Toyota. Let's go places.
At Unibet Online Casino, the thrills keep coming. Play hundreds of slots, new and exclusive. Plus, table games with live dealers at your fingertips. Win weekly jackpots at Unibet Online Casino and get non-stop rewards, starting with a $500 deposit match. Download our app or visit pa.unibet.com to get $10 free. Deposit is simple with a credit card or PayPal with a deposit match up to $500. Unibet Online Casino. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in Pennsylvania. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You think Jamie has some really crazy opinions? Don't worry. We do too.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Second half of the John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Our 8 o'clock hour is brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. Little overrated, underrated coming up. And I guarantee that will be interesting. What was just going on there with Mr. Verified and you, Jamie? What was that all about?
Oh, nothing. Just a little disagreement over a photo.
Disagreement over a photo? Pat?
The internet lasts forever.
Pat, you're verified.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Let's air out our dirty laundry.
What is it that you were trying to do, Pat?
I was trying to get a picture of Jamie munching on some Wawa.
Okay.
Because
Which
a lot
I'd
of
gladly
times when we take pictures, when there's drops and whatnot, it's the same generic photo. It's all four of us jagaloons standing there with smiles. So I was trying to change it up, right? And I thought, all right, well, Jamie loves food so much, I'll get a picture of him. The problem is, Jamie, inhaled his hoagie already.
Okay.
Damn right I did.
I don't know when it happened. I don't know if it was one bite, but he inhaled it. So I said, all right, well, can you come out here and take one? And Jamie acted like I was asking for a kidney.
Did he want you to? Did you ask him to wear something?
I asked him to wear a hat.
Okay, there's something going on.
And I said no.
There's nothing going on. They dropped off some cool hats. I said, Jamie, put a hat on.
That was his agenda.
But no, it wasn't. I just wanted a picture. I wanted a picture.
Which I happily would have given him. I walked out there.
Jamie's got a face that brings a lot of people joy.
Nah.
Makes a lot of people smile.
I think you're getting set up.
You're not getting set up.
I didn't like what was going on. I'll tell you
this is the problem. This is this conspiracy theory.
You're verified. So I'm taking this as something.
But you guys keep you peddle this conspiracy theory. So every time I ask for a picture, I get the same.
No, I just didn't want to take it in the hat.
I don't think any. You say you guys always do that.
What do you mean?
Oh God, here we go, Bob. Every time I say you guys, you take it as well, not me. We all know. All you do is have sex and watch sports.
Always. Listen to you. Always and never.
I'm just going to shut my mouth.
A Sith Lord speaks in absolutes.
I wanted a picture. That was it.
And I think Jamie was willing to help you out.
He was willing to take a picture.
I think some of the stipulations that you said he didn't agree with, and you could have adjusted.
Asking him to put on a hat was too much.
Now, the hat, I got to tell you. The hat, I'm not wearing that hat.
I'm a goofy-looking person sometimes.
And I wouldn't want that hat.
I don't want that on the internet.
We work in radio. We're all goofy-looking.
People will be photoshopping weird things. No, I'm out. No, I'm staying in my wardrobe. You take a picture if you want. I'm not changing.
You're a coward, is what you are.
This is something you should be commenting on in your new Twitter account. You should be intervening here, putting out a tweet about it, interjecting a little bit because you know all the players in this game.
This is the exact reason why I didn't have a Twitter account.
There you go. Hey, remember a few weeks ago we reviewed how the Eagles in the modern era have made the playoffs every season after finishing last? In fact, back to 1987, Eagles finished last. They make the postseason. But in the modern era, in 2000, in 2006, in 2008, in 2013, in 2017, the Eagles 5 consecutive times in this generation have finished last, and the next year they have made the postseason. That is more than just a random trend. It's very impressive. So when I was looking for something positive to speak about today, and I wanted to have something Eagles, it speaks to the hiring practices of Jeff Lurie, that Andy Reid did it 3 times. Chip Kelly and Doug Peterson also delivered it. Playoff trips after last place seasons. So I would believe there's certainly reason to at least have some optimism that Nick Sirianni may be ready to deliver a season, Bob Cooney, that we're not expecting. That maybe we are going to be pleasantly surprised, and we should go into it at least with the wonder of knowing under Jeff Lurie's ownership, Eagles finish last, Eagles make the postseason the next year.
Is that what you want, though? I mean, look, we all do. Wait a
minute. This team wins the division next year, even though they have the 3 first-round picks. Let's say Carson stay healthy. If they have the 3 first-round picks and the 2 second-round picks or whatever it is, I am absolutely going to be A-okay if we're going to a playoff game January 16th.
Yeah,
I'll be fine with it.
I think we all love playoffs. The week leading up, I don't care if you're a wild card and you're playing on the road. I don't care. The week leading up to it is great. It gives you another week of football, which we all love and cherish. If the Eagles are good enough to win this division, well then, yeah, it has to be exciting. A home playoff game, and it means that Jalen Rose probably is the Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry, is probably the
Jalen Rose could help them.
He's pretty athletic.
It probably means Miles Sanders had a bounce back and a really good season. It probably means Devontae Smith. A lot of the things that you had questions about were answered in a good way. However, that's really going that's really going out there, isn't it?
Yes.
To anticipate all that. We're talking about a lot of rookies that I just mentioned. So what do you want? Do you want that to happen? Do you want a wild card to happen?
I'd be totally fine with that. I would, in any way, I would be completely fine with the Eagles making the postseason.
100%.
And I know, but what I don't want is them winning meaningless games and changing their draft pick from 4th to 8th or 9th. If they're not going to be in the mix for the postseason, I honestly want them to play really, really hard and lose.
Yeah.
If
they're making the playoffs,
It doesn't.
it more often than not means that Jalen Hurts is
then we have an answer.
a better chance than not that he's the answer to your quarterback solution.
This team is not being driven to the postseason by their defense.
Yeah, they're not great enough in other areas to sustain that. So if they're in the playoffs, that means Jalen Hurts is it, and hopefully the Colts, stayed healthy and are playoff bound. And then you have 3 first-round picks to add to a team that's promising and budding, and that's a great situation. I don't know why anybody would cheer against that. It's the NFL. It doesn't need to be a rebuild like it does in other sports. You can retool pretty quickly, and you don't even need a top 3 pick to get a quarterback.
If they're in the playoffs, then the biggest question mark you had going into the season was just solved. Jalen Hurts is it. They're only going to go so far as he goes. Their offense has some weapons on it, but if they don't have a quarterback or if they have a mediocre quarterback, they're not doing anything. So, I'd be cool with them making the playoffs because your biggest question mark is solved. But I think your biggest fear, which is also my biggest fear, you win meaningless games and mess up your draft stock. I think that's the more realistic outcome. And it's kind of what I expect, honestly.
And here's what I'm thinking is, if the Eagles were the happiest outcome for me of this upcoming season would be if the Eagles had their 3 first-round draft picks to play with and they weren't shopping in the quarterback aisle. If they could go, they could find 3 different position groups to address and to hit a home run with, probably 2 on the defensive side, 1 on the offensive side, and get another offensive lineman, get a defensive lineman, get a linebacker, or get a corner, or something like that. That would make me the happiest because I'm blatantly going to root for Jalen Hurts to be successful because I like every single thing about the young man and what he brings to the table. And I hope he's successful.
It's such a fine line you're kind of towing in what you want with this team, right?
Yes, it is. And I waffle.
If they have a chance at a wild card, I want them to get it because I want to see them in the playoffs. But if they're kind of not there, then they have to play hard and lose. And I mean, it's just a weird. This is almost a season where you just have to sit back and let it come to you, as opposed to look. We're all going to be all into every game and every minute of every game, but you almost have to just let it play out and see what happens, and then say, okay, because it's a moving forward season. It's not about this year. It's a moving forward season. And how are you going to do it? Are you moving forward in that, oh, great, Jalen Hurts showed you what he can be, you're good to go? Or is it a moving forward season like, wow, they still need a lot of help, I hope they lose a lot?
Audible delivers everything you love listening to all in one app. Stream the newest releases, bestsellers, Audible originals, popular podcasts, and more. Start listening free with a 30-day trial at audible.com. You just had a sneezing fit like I've never seen.
It's not over. Holy hell. I enjoy sneezing normally, but...
Okay, is anything...
Wait. You enjoy sneezing?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it kind of orgasmic for you?
I think it's a cousin of the orgasm. Yeah.
Did anything get introduced?
What?
Yeah,
Excuse me?
Like there's a relief. There's
You have a family tree of orgasms, and the cousin of the orgasm
I think it's like
is the sneeze?
I think it's like a second cousin once removed type of thing.
This is why you're not verified.
I think they're in the same ballpark. Regardless, it clears your nose out. You kind of,
Where does farting, how are they related? In any way?
Yeah, you don't get the same tinglies.
The same tinglies.
I mean, if...
Do you listen to yourself when you actually
There's
speak?
no filter.
Coach is rubbing his head in disgust right now.
I mean, the fart's a different category, Bob.
Martin Law is the law firm for injured workers, and I feel a bit injured right now. Visit paworkinjury.com.
You're sick, Bob.
All right, George Franco's back on our YouTube channel with his usual, let me come up with some reason to just say make a bad comparison. He said John Kincade hated the process. Now he wants the Eagles to play hard and lose. What did I say? George, let me speak slowly because there may be a comprehension issue. I would love for the Eagles to make the postseason. I would love for them to be, Bob said wild card. I'd love for them to be a wild card. I would love to be talking about an Eagles playoff game. Okay? So grasp that. Now we're going to go slowly into the next point. If the Eagles are really bad, George, really bad, and I know that they've got, let's say they're 1-7, and they've got 3 first-round draft picks coming. Yes, at that point, I want them to be bad so the draft picks will be really, really good. If you compare that to the process, I don't know what the hell you don't comprehend about the difference. The Eagles are trying to win. They're not trying to lose. They're not setting up their roster to lose. They're not telling their fan base, we're going to lose in 2021, 2022, 2023 in the hopes that someday we can get out of the damn second round, which they can't. So, George, hopefully you can comprehend that. I think I explained it pretty well. If you think that's the losing, like Jamie brings up the Celtics losing, the Spurs losing in order to get Tim Duncan. There's a difference between saying, okay, we suck, call off the dogs, you're going to lose the second half of the year in order to get a great draft pick, than purposely losing and saying, we're going to lose for 3 or 4 seasons, and then we're going to build a long-term sustainability. That is completely different discussions. So I like analogies, but I like good analogies, most of all.
It was 3 years, and it was awesome.
It really? Hasn't gotten you out of the second round. Awesome? Hasn't gotten you out of the second round.
It was awesome. I love it. I don't regret it for a second. It's been such a fun decade of sports.
It has, really. Hey, let's play overrated, underrated.
I want to look up cousins of orgasms.
It's a dark web, Bob. Be careful what you're searching for.
I'm going to need you to tweet out the family tree, please.
Yeah.
I like the Price is Right music when you use these. It's an Epson printer. It's a new speedboat. What do we got, Patty?
All right, well, we'll start out with, where's my sheet here? All right, overrated, underrated, yes. This is a pretty simple game, gentlemen, if you're unaware of how it's played. I'm going to give you a topic, and you have to tell me if it's overrated or underrated. Jamie, none of this crap of properly rated.
Some things are just
Make
properly rated.
Make a decision. Joel Embiid, overrated or underrated? Start with John.
But
we'll start with John. You're not John, you're Jamie.
And I have to answer one, right?
Yeah.
Overrated.
Okay.
I'm with Jamie on that.
It's properly rated.
Overrated or underrated?
One. If you had to answer one.
Underrated.
Jamie.
Underrated.
Thank you.
Wow.
The next one we'll go with is the Wildwood Boardwalk. We're talking Wildwood only. Don't give me this Cape May. Don't give me this, Sea Isle. It's just Wildwood. Wildwood Boardwalk. Overrated, underrated?
Underrated.
Okay. Bobby?
I'm not a Wildwood guy, so I'll say overrated because I've heard way too much about it.
Jamie?
I haven't been in a long, long time, but I respect the hell out of a water park, so I'll give Morey's the underrated.
Well, it was the deal of the week last week, and it sold out in record time.
Yeah,
my fault.
Over that,
I changed my answer.
JT Real Muto. Overrated or underrated?
Overrated.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go overrated.
Jane?
I mean, you're only comparing them to other catchers, right?
Just, it's the question's the question.
Overrated
Jane.
or underrated?
Underrated because the pitching staff.
Oh, my God, that's so terrible.
You have one of the best start
My
rotations.
God, that's terrible.
It's
He's
my
allowed
answer,
to
not
have
yours.
his opinion. He didn't rip you.
That is
It's
terrible.
my
He didn't
answer,
rip
not
your
yours.
opinions.
My answer makes sense.
He didn't. In your mind?
Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, and Zach Eflin would tend to disagree with you there, Gianni.
Remember when JT told us that Aaron Nola, if you didn't know?
Well, if we forgot, you remind us every day.
Yeah, it's just
we'll go with.
Well, he doesn't revisit
We'll
it.
go
I'm
with
not going
Shaq.
overrated.
Shaq, overrated or underrated? Wonder where John's going to go with this
Shaq
one.
the player or Shaq the broadcaster?
Shaq. SHAQ.
Underrated.
Bobby?
Overrated.
Say it.
Overrated.
Underrated.
Okay.
I just wanted to be different.
And I appreciate that, Bobby.
We'll have fun with that next visit.
Notice how John did not rip Bob for saying overrated on that.
No, because you didn't specify something.
I just said Shaq.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your fault,
It was
not
a
mine.
vague,
Yeah, it's
it was
my
a
fault.
vague,
Exactly.
just a
Exactly.
Shaq.
Trey Young, overrated or underrated?
Underrated.
Okay. Bob.
He's going to turn out to be overrated.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, once he has to bring honor to his game, I think he's going to be overrated.
All right. Bottled water. Talking like Dasani, Deer Park.
Overrated.
Overrated. Give me a hose.
You would.
I guess I got to go overrated, but I'd love a bottle of water.
Fireworks.
Overrated.
Overrated. Okay.
Underrated. I take them every night.
Overrated.
Well, if you move to Philadelphia, you can get them every night.
Yeah, right?
We'll go with Seth Curry. Overrated, underrated.
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 Alain Vigneault. Overrated, underrated?
Overrated.
Yeah, I guess you got to go overrated.
I guess you got to go
You have
overrated.
to. He's never won a cup.
Yeah.
And then finally, last one. Funnel cake.
Oh.
Funnel cake. Overrated, underrated?
Underrated.
Underrated.
Definitely underrated.
Okay. You guys are all
Where
wrong.
did you fall on that?
Yeah.
On funnel cake?
Yeah.
I would go overrated.
The only thing I don't like about that segment is that we don't hear you.
Do you want me to go down the list?
Yes.
Joel Embiid, underrated. JT Realmuto, overrated. The Wildwood Boardwalk, overrated. Shaq, underrated. Trae Young, overrated. Fireworks, overrated. Bottled water, underrated. Seth Curry, underrated. Alain Vigneault, overrated. And then funnel cake, overrated.
Overrated funnel cake.
I think if they could dial in the powdered sugar messiness, it would be...
Oh, I think that's half the fun.
The licking of the fingers.
Oh, yeah.
No, but then it falls on like your shorts, and then the shorts get dirty, and
Big fan of funnel cake fries, though. You ever had funnel cake fries?
Yeah, they're delicious.
What are they?
It's just funnel cake. It's in the shape of a French fry instead of the mess.
I thought you meant they put potatoes inside funnel cake.
No,
that sounds disgusting.
That's serial killer stuff.
Okay, George Franco's crew saying it's not a good explanation that I gave there.
On what?
About the process that if the Eagles start out 1-7, and I say if they start out like 1-7, and I hope they don't win the second half of the year, they claim that's exactly what the process was. Is that wrong, Bob? Is that comparable?
I'll go with you. It's a cousin of the process. How about that?
How's it a cousin? Tell us about it.
Well, the process was the process because it lasted so long, to the lengths and depths that no one ever saw in sports before. That was the process. And the process didn't have an ending, according to Sam Hinkie. It was just something that would go on until,
correct.
You got what you got.
So is that anything like the Eagles?
Well,
the Eagles are going into a season trying to win.
It was tanking an umbrella of the process. If you're 1-7 and you don't try to win, is that tanking?
Thing is, teams tank all the time when the season that they're in is out of the mix. But they don't come back the next year and say, well, we're gonna lose purposely for 2 more years after this. It's nothing like. It's like people want to justify that everybody does this, and it's not true.
Everybody doesn't do it to the extreme that the Sixers did it. That's what makes the process the process. People tank for season, maybe 2, whatever it may be. The Sixers did it at an unbelievable
and we're
depth.
Public about it.
And were public about it and held guys out for injuries longer than they wanted to be held out. I mean, it was the likes we've never seen in all of sports in my lifetime.
I mean, outside of bringing in CP3 for a little bit, Oklahoma City's been tanking for 4 years. I mean, they literally told Al Horford, don't even dress. Just take the rest of the season off. They've accumulated more.
back in Boston, by the way.
Yeah, they've accumulated more draft picks over the next 3 or 4 drafts than anybody in NBA history. I mean, it's Oklahoma City, though. There's not they had sex appeal with Chris Paul. They tried it. It wasn't enough. They realized it. So the thing that Sam Hinkie did that was different was just realize there's no point in bringing in that CP3 until we're ready. So they're just doing another form of the process. They just got some good chips back in SGA, and now they have 56 draft picks.
The Eagles aren't doing anything like the process.
No, because it's a different sport.
I'm being told that I wasn't fair with that. I'm like, okay, well, there's no comparable.
Outside of Trevor Lawrence and Andrew Luck, tanking in football is kind of stupid because you don't need it. It's not the same sports structure that an NBA is.
If Howie Roseman came out today and said, we're going to lose for the next 3 years.
He would never.
But in 2025... we will have accumulated, or 2024, we will have accumulated enough assets and redone this roster. We'll be ready to compete. No NFL fan base would like that.
No.
And nobody would do it.
No.
This is not the process.
No.
And by the way, I want them to make the postseason. I love as Bob said, the week leading up to a playoff game.
Yeah.
I find it hard to sleep. I'm excited about it, and I would be. Maybe it won't be the same because I know I don't have to fly out for the game. I don't have to do anything like that. I never missed a postseason game here in Philly.
Yeah, it's interesting this season because you're going in with a different attitude. If they make the playoffs, it's just
amazing.
an added bonus. But like I said before, this season is for the future, no matter how it is. And you laid it out how you see it, that if it's a losing season, it's okay because draft picks get better. If you wind up winning, it means that some of your questions are answered. If you wind up making the playoffs, you're still going to have those 3 number 1 round picks, right? First round picks.
Right. But if they're 1-7, Bob, I do not want them to end up. If they start out 1-7, I do not want them to end up 6-10.
Yeah,
I agree
with that.
I want those draft picks to be great.
Well, I mean, Devontae Smith is here because you didn't allow that to happen last year.
So I want that to be great. That was Doug Peterson's parting gift.
Yeah, it really was. Thank you, Doug.
Doug did a nice job yesterday. You heard him with Anthony Gargano and Andrew Salchunas.
I still think he had approval from above, but regardless.
But you know what?
Nice move.
Doesn't it tell you though? Doug,
screw the Giants.
Doug thought he was coming back.
Yes,
that he did that.
And the timeline in which it went down, I think he totally thought he was coming back.
I can't wait for the book to come out. I'm telling you, there's a lot to this that we don't know. I really, really think that. You lost a quarterback. You lost a defensive coordinator. You lost several
unbelievable
veteran coaches. You lost a franchise quarterback. We're talking a few years after winning a Super Bowl. There's some deep, deep stuff here that I don't think we've hit the surface.
I'm always going to remember that was our first day also.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
After that was
you came here and Carson Wentz and Ben Simmons broke. What did you do?
Well, I told you. I want the CDC to do an investigation. Did I bring home some of the Atlanta stank with me?
Yeah, I think you must have.
I just want to say.
Because it's been choking. There's been choking hazards.
I got hired here and had my first day here, Game 1, Philadelphia Eagles 2017. We see how that season ended. I'm just saying. Some people are good luck. Some people
might be the black cat.
So fire Bob, but then rehire him.
I think I brought Pat. Do you think that's a theory? Some of the Atlanta stank.
Yeah.
The choking, the losing. I mean, it wasn't good.
I blame you. Absolutely, Bob. We hire Bob, and they win a Super Bowl. And we hire you, and
there you go.
It all goes to crap.
Bad. It has been crappy. All right, it's time for this team to make us believers. We'll get to that next. It's the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic.
You constantly hear us talk about betting on sports, winning on sports. Sometimes we even, we lose on sports. It's okay. But, look, it's fun. It makes bad sports tolerable. So when you're watching the Phillies blow another game, at least you might be able to win some money on it. Well, my sports app of choice is BetMGM. They call themselves the king of sports books, and then you'll see why. They're offering new customers a shot at an easy $100. Register using code PatEgan100, and you'll win $100 in free bets when you place just a $1 moneyline wager on the Hawks or Bucks game tonight. If either team hits a 3, which we both know they're going to, probably multiple times, you're going to end up winning $100 in free bets, regardless of your original bet's outcome. But they don't just have basketball, they have all the sports. They have the Stanley Cup playoffs going on. They have football futures bets. They have, you can probably bet on the Olympics coming up. They have it all at BetMGM. So, sign up today at BetMGM.com or download the BetMGM app, register, and use the bonus code PatEgan100, and then make your first bet a $1 bet on tonight's Eastern Conference Finals Game 4 match between the Hawks and Bucks. When the first 3 ball goes in, boom, you end up winning $100 in free bets. It's a new customer offer. It's paid in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older, Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetMGM Sports in partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown.
The John Kincade Show.
Looks like I'm in for a bad hair day.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
I don't want to talk about it.
But honey. Hello?
Hey, sis. What's up?
Don't ask. Paul and I just had an argument.
Oh, no. About what?
Well, we're having intimacy issues, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. It's extremely difficult. Jack and I went through this 2 years ago.
Really? You two seem happy and so close.
That's because we found Forge Medical Group and their acoustic wave therapy.
Paul will not do surgery, pills, or injections.
Well, neither would Jack, but with wave therapy, Paul won't have to. Wave therapy uses sound waves. Check out their website, forgemedicalgroup.com.
Forge Medical Group's board-certified medical director and his team offers this acoustic wave therapy technology, and it can restore intimacy without pills, injections, or surgery. This is a completely safe ED treatment. Appointments fill fast. Call now, 610-632-8181. That's 610-632-8181. Or online at forgemedicalgroup.com.
Do you suffer from lower back pain, knee pain, foot pain, or fallen arches? Do you? If yes, just stop and write this magic word, G-Defy, G-D-E-F-Y. What is G-Defy? G-Defy is the footwear designed by Gravity Defier Medical Technology with the worldwide patented VersoShock sole. Their shoes are clinically shown to relieve pain by a double-blind clinical study conducted by Olive View UCLA Medical Center. You can try a pair for 30 days with free corrective fit orthotic inserts. If you're not satisfied, just return the shoes for a full refund and keep the free orthotics as a gift. Put an end to suffering. Save $20 and get free shipping from Gravity Defier when you go to gdefy.com/radio and use code RADIO. That's gdefy.com/radio, code RADIO. You have nothing to lose but your pain.
Get more out of summer with more from the Home Depot and 4th of July savings throughout the store and online. Whether you're ready to paint a wall, upgrade an appliance, fire up a new grill, or spread color throughout your garden, the Home Depot can help you match low prices with your high expectations for your next project. Whatever plans you have for your home, you can make this a summer to remember. With the Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Ride confidently in the direction of your dreams. Unless it's a bad dream, then turn around.
Go the other way. Progressive Motorcycle also presents basic policy starting at $79 a year. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy is not available in all states.
If an education can help you prepare for a career change, here's an opportunity. University of Phoenix is awarding up to $1 million in new scholarships this month. You could earn between $2,000 and $3,000 in a non-cash tuition scholarship. See which one you may qualify for at phoenix.edu.
This July 4th at Lowe's, get $10 off 1-gallon cans or $40 off 5-gallon pails on select interior and exterior paints, stains, and coatings via Lowe's gift card rebate. And with everyday appliance savings, save up to $750 now on select major appliances. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Actual size 110 to 640 fluid ounces. Rebate not valid with other discounts. See Lowe's.com/rebates for more details. Savings instant in select stores. Exclusions apply. U.S. only. Paint pricing valid through 6/30. In-store must ask cashier to apply coupon. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Can't be combined with additional discounts. Valid through 7/14.
At Unibet Online Casino, the thrills keep coming. Play hundreds of slots, new and exclusive, plus table games with live dealers at your fingertips. Win weekly jackpots at Unibet Online Casino and get nonstop rewards, starting with a $500 deposit match. Download our app or visit pa.unibet.com to get $10 free. Deposit is simple with a credit card or PayPal with a deposit match up to $500. Unibet Online Casino. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in Pennsylvania. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
July 4th, Independence Day. Now, you're going to make bad eating decisions, so why not do a juice cleanse right after the holiday weekend? Squeeze.com is the best juice cleanse on the market, and you can set up a delivery to hit your doorstep on Monday, July 5th. The benefits of a juice cleanse with Squeeze.com are lasting. Less bloat, more energy, better sleep, stronger focus, and it's a great jump off to a weight loss campaign. Just go to Squeeze.com and order today. That's Squeezed.com.
Your local Dunkin' is looking for new people to help keep America running. Search for opportunities at participating franchisees and learn about the perks that come with them at DunkinDonuts.com/careers or apply in store. America runs on Dunkin'.
Ready for cash back? Get 1.5% unlimited cash back with the Citadel Cash Rewards MasterCard. And for a limited time, enjoy a 0% intro annual percentage rate for 9 months. Visit CitadelBanking.com/intro. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
A Philly season can sometimes get frustrating. So consider this your morning third.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Thanks so much for hanging out with the John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody streaming the station, 97.5 The Fanatic, on the app. Got a few people checking in from Stone Harbor and Avalon this morning listening on the app. Over coffee and a boardwalk walk.
I was in Stone Harbor this past weekend. Beautiful.
Boardwalk in the morning is great.
Yeah.
Before the crowds show up, and there is a smell on the boardwalk.
Sea mist,
a lot of
and
people are
funnel
jogging
cake,
and
No,
you know,
in the morning.
and stuff.
In the morning, you can still smell that. It's sort of like that popcorn,
Johnson's
waffles. That waffles. And, by the way, the waffles and ice cream
phenomenal
on the boardwalk is the only place you'll ever have that, right?
that I've seen. Yeah,
Oh, I get it. I get it. That was my go-to at the Lanark Diner.
Lanark Diner has waffle and ice cream?
It's my go-to.
Neapolitan? I did not know that.
Yeah, a lot of diners do it.
I did not know they had that.
Yeah. It's
Really?
It's a man's
The
meal.
waffle and ice cream.
It's an adult
There you
meal
go.
right there.
Yeah, it is.
Sounds good. Bob's wearing his Wawa hat.
See, Pat, anything for you, buddy.
I appreciate that because
No problem.
Bob's a foxhole guy.
That's right.
Now we'll get 20 comments about Bob's bald. Why is he wearing a hat? Will that be? They seem obsessed.
I'm not really
a lot of people
bald.
obsessed with your
my
visor.
head.
I don't understand the obsession with your visor.
I don't know either, because if you knew my obsession with visors, it's nil. It's whatever's laying in the house I grab and put on my head. What happened was also in the move that I just had, I've lost about 50 hats.
You
I
haven't
don't know
lost
where
them,
they
you've
are.
misplaced them.
They're misplaced. Hopefully they're misplaced unless the people that moved us stole them. So I have an abundance of visors around. And as I said earlier, I do like to wear something on my head. And visors I find nice because I don't sweat on the top of my head when I wear them. I am not. I'm balding. Yeah, I'll admit it. But I like to keep I cut my own hair, so I use the razor and I go.
Okay, there you go.
And
He cuts all 8 of them.
Why does?
I swear to God, I'm going to beat the crap out of you before the show's
Why
over.
does Steve Spurrier wear a visor? Or why does Urban Meyer wear a visor?
Yeah, you keep bringing this up, but you'll never tell us the answer.
I'll tell you off the air the punchline. But there are people in the audience right now that know what the punchline is. It's an excellent.
I feel like I've
joke.
heard this before.
But I will tell you off the air if that's. Stop me if you've heard this one before. The Phillies have a home series against the Marlins and a chance to get things back on track. I am looking for a sweep. It's time that this team makes some believers before the trade deadline. So I've been dangling the toe tag for the 2021 Phillies, and I'll dangle it again. 6 games in this homestand. Minimum 4-2. If you're not 4-2, I'll get the toe tag out and put it on next week. Is that reasonable? A 4-2 homestand. 3 with San Diego, 3 with the Marlins. Got to win 4 to keep me in any way engaged. And Bob, they're 4 games under 500. You could end the homestand 2 games under. Or do you think it's already most people are out?
Out. Later. Toe tag. Here's 1. Here's 2. Put 1 on each foot. I don't care what you do. I'm done. And I'm not saying that as a high.
No.
I don't see it. I didn't really see it all that much before with this. I thought they were a 500 team, as I've stated nauseatingly. But they are just reeking of that to me now. I mean, we're going to get into this. Yeah, that's how I feel right now. I can't
You're
get into
feeling like
them.
you're out. Well,
Yeah.
no, but you said they're like periphery to you.
They really are.
Earlier on in the show.
Yeah.
They've been relegated to the iPad in my living room.
Okay, but there's nothing else on is the thing.
Well, my wife and I are catching up on some shows because we haven't watched a lot of TV lately with Sixers going on and stuff like that. So
what kind of shows?
Right now we're watching the morning show on Apple TV. It's
I was very unmoved by that.
Yeah, it's very newsroomy to me.
Star-studded cast,
It's pretty corny.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I'm not in love with it. There's a couple other shows we have on our list, but yeah, the Phillies are on the iPad these days. Yeah.
That's disappointing to me.
I mean, I can't sell to her, taking up 3 hours of our night watching a team that's probably going to soil their pants in the 8th or 9th inning.
Okay, do you put the Phillies on the DVR, watch some TV with your wife,
and then fast forward?
Break it off and then fast forward through all the commercials, all the pitching changes, and you can sort of watch a game much more enjoyably.
I'm usually on my phone if we're on the couch.
I know that.
Yeah, so then it could be spoiled for me. So no, I don't like doing sports on DVR.
I love doing sports on DVR, especially baseball.
I love it. I love baseball on the DVR.
Yeah, I mean, skipping ahead's great. What I've been doing is I will put the Phillies game on my iPad, and then I'll start playing PlayStation or something because like actually being dialed in, and I'm not talking like I'm paying attention to the game. I'm listening to it, I'm listening to commentary, but it's such a slow process that you can look down and then a minute later they finally throw in a pitch.
We do show prep.
Yeah, I mean, there's other stuff you can do. It's a perfect sport for all of that, but to dial in for 4 straight hours,
I can't do that.
It's tough with this product. It really is.
I love the last night 7:20, I think 7:50 or something is when I first got to the baseball game, like 7:50, 7:55. I just start it, zoom through, watch, and then just check it out there. And I will much more watch. And I was thinking, stupidly enough, Spencer Howard, maybe he's got something going tonight.
Nah.
I really did.
You were young and naive.
I'm dumb, man.
But, I mean, the DVR's perfect, too, because Joe Girardi just can't wait to get to that bullpen. And those pitching changes take some time, so just skip ahead through that.
Jamie, Mr. Snuffy says to you, Jamie, I know you're on the phone at home because you can't put down the phone while you're at work.
I don't touch. That's a lie, Snuff. I put it away from me. It's over there.
He never looks at his phone during work. That's the God's honest truth.
You're a liar.
They're wondering what you're
Snuffy
looking
is a
at
liar.
Constantly, then their computer.
I have my computer right here.
Right there. Yeah.
See, that's what he's showing you. Show the people. Take them behind the scenes.
See, there's my MacBook.
There you go. There you do it. Hey, Dom joins us. Dom, how are you this morning, brother?
Hey, John, how are you?
Good, man. What's going on?
Hope everybody's doing good and enjoyed their vacations and everything.
We're trying.
You guys are the greatest.
Thank you, buddy.
So, John, the reason I called is I thought it was an interesting point you made when you said you don't see any similarity at all between the Spurs and the Sixers. In other words,
no.
The Spurs won 5 championships because they had the worst record in the NBA for multiple seasons. That's why they won 5 championships. They had the worst record in the NBA. They drafted David Robinson, and then it wasn't consecutive. 4 years later, they had the worst record in the NBA.
When David Robinson was out injured, and the team was terrible, they didn't try to win it all, and then were able to go on out and draft.
But the losing created the championship.
But they didn't go out. They didn't go out and lose purposely for 3 and 4 years. They didn't do that, Dom. It's not a comparison.
But if you don't have the high draft pick, in other words, Lakers, they get Magic on a high draft pick. If you don't have the high draft picks, you're not going to win.
Really, Dom? Dom, who's playing in the Eastern Conference Finals right now?
The Eastern Conference Finals.
Who just knocked out your Sixers, Dom?
The Atlanta Hawks.
Okay, tell me about the Atlanta Hawks.
They're going to win an NBA championship? The Atlanta Hawks are going to win the NBA?
Dom, the team that lost purposely for 3 and 4 years is home watching on TV.
Right.
And guess what? The team that just knocked you off didn't need to lose purposely for 3 and 4 years to get back to an Eastern Conference Finals that they were just in 5 years ago. They totally rebuilt every player on their roster and then just beat the Sixers. So that's ridiculous, Tom. It's completely absurd.
Nobody said it's the only way. It's a way.
He said, if you don't get those players, you won't win. That's a bunch of crap. You can have a roster without losing purposely for 3 and 4 years.
Sure, but more often than not, the guys that win titles are top 3 picks.
How is a lousy franchise like the Hawks?
They're not going to win anything.
How have they managed to be in the Eastern Conference Finals twice in 6 years when the Sixers cannot even get out of the second round?
Not bringing the Sixers into this.
By the way, they did, and they redid their entire roster. Every spot.
What has that won them?
Jamie.
But this is part of why Sam Hinkie did what he did, because...
To what? Not win a second-round series?
Okay, going to the Eastern Conference Finals is great. It's about winning the title. And are the Hawks going to win a title as currently constructed, or did they 6 years ago? No.
Are you now going to spin this? You wouldn't feel better if we're getting ready to watch Game 4 of the Finals?
No, that's not what I'm saying. He went to an extreme because...
He didn't need to, though. The Hawks proved
In your
that.
opinion.
No, it's not.
It's not over.
No, it's not an opinion. You just want to, Jamie.
He went to an extreme because he believes being stuck in NBA purgatory, which is what the Hawks were before Nate McMillan was, is not a place you want to be because it's a cycle of repeating itself.
You're 2 years, 6 seasons.
Their failure doesn't mean the process was a failure.
6 seasons, you're in the finals twice, conference finals twice.
And got them nothing.
And that's still better than what the Sixers.
That's great. None of it matters unless you get a title.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
That is ridiculous.
What's the point of the league? To win a title.
You absolutely want to win a title. But it is absolutely ridiculous to not say you do not have to be. You're in the mix for a championship if you're in the Final Four. Is that fair, Bob?
Yes.
Or not?
Yes.
Okay. You have not gotten there. And the Hawks have gotten there twice, and they're a godforsaken franchise.
And it hasn't gotten them a title because they're probably not good enough. Sam Hinkie went to the extreme to become good enough, ideally, and it hasn't worked out
yet.
yet.
You know what they were good enough to do?
But you're acting like people are saying it's the only way to do things.
He just said that.
It was a way.
He just said
Dom?
that. Dom just said that.
Okay.
So that's what I was
answering.
answering.
It's a way.
Jamie.
It's a way.
No, that's what I was answering. It's not the only. If the Hawks can get to a conference finals with an entirely different team 5 years after they were just in the conference finals.
But if you could go back to 2015, you would not do the process.
No,
or 2014.
I would never have done the process.
Okay, and it comes out of you when you're talking about
I would
it.
never have done and I've never made a secret
But you're
of that.
talking about it as if it's a failure, and it's not yet completed.
Is it a success?
It's
No.
not. It's not a
success.
No, because of what I just said. It's about winning a title. But it's also not a failure.
It's not. It would not be a failure if you're actually in the mix to win a championship. They haven't even sniffed that yet.
Well, the window's still open.
Yeah, to go against you, John, I don't think you can use Atlanta as the benchmark here. I understand what you're saying. 2 finals in 6 years. They
And
did
good
get
enough to
Trae
beat
Young.
the Sixers.
Yeah, they did get Trae Young out of it. They were bad, so they did get a lot of decent draft picks and build up through that way, which is what you're stating. It doesn't go to the depths of what the Sixers did. Look, everybody lose. Not everybody. Teams lose. It's simple. Teams lose. They do that on purpose to get better picks. We all know that in every sport. Nobody did it to the depths of what the Sixers did. And the plan was for the Sixers to be in competition for years and years and years. This is out of Sam Hinkie's mouth to me many times. For years competing for a championship. Atlanta, 2 out of the 6 years they have been. The Sixers could go 7 straight years competing, although you're right, Final Four isn't there.
You got to get to the Final Four to say you're actually in the mix for a championship.
Yeah, I mean, a number 1 seed, you would think that would put you in a mix for a championship. So it's almost like, what is your definition of competing for a championship?
Being in the conference finals, to me it's always Final Four. If you're saying we had a chance to win a championship this year, you were in your like the Eagles teams that lost 4 years, 3 of the 4 years with Andy Reid. That to me, that team every year was in a championship competition.
Sure,
and they came up short.
Do you think the Hawks will be a top 2 favorite in the East next year?
No,
not even close.
I would not expect. And they weren't this year either.
No,
and they're there.
But a team like Atlanta is kind of why the process existed. They made the playoffs how many years in a row with the Al Horford teams and all those?
Like 7, maybe
7 or 8,
like
and then now they've rebuilt with a Trae Young, who's a number 4 pick. You know, a DeAndre Hunter was number 7. A John Collins was number 9 or 10. They ultimately got nothing. We're both still at the same.
Collins was 19.
Herter was 19.
20.
So they made the playoffs for 10 years and had nothing to show for
but
it.
Their starting lineup, a 6th pick, a 19th pick, a 20th pick. You don't have to be the first pick in the draft to build a team that can have a chance to win the Eastern Conference. They're down 2-1 in the Eastern Conference Finals. And by the way, I damn well want to be in front of the TV tonight watching the Sixers.
Yeah, and they're going to lose. But the point is, 10 years, they're going to lose. They're not good as Milwaukee.
They're not.
But my point is, 10 years of playoffs and one.
The Sixers either.
Okay, I'm removing the Sixers from this conversation. 10 years of playoffs and 1 Eastern Conference Finals got them squat. That's why the Sixers went to an extreme, because of teams like that. They're spinning their wheels in the mud.
Okay, would you rather be in the last 6 years? Would you rather have been to the Eastern Conference Finals twice and lost, or would you rather?
Well, sure, I can't answer that. No,
okay, that's what I'm saying.
But what did it get them?
It got them more than what the Sixers have gotten.
Okay, by a round, cool.
And they did all that convoluted stuff to get nowhere. It's got nowhere.
Well, this conversation's going nowhere. So here's how I'm going to switch it around a little bit. Jamie, I thought you said was interesting in that we don't know yet about the process. It's not done yet.
How many more years do you have to wait?
No, and I hear what you're saying.
Joel Embiid is the process.
Let me get this out. So I hear that a lot from people because, I covered the process and all that, so I still hear it, that it's still going. If they do trade a Ben Simmons, is it over?
No.
When is it over?
It's an ongoing thing.
This is the constant moving of the goalposts.
No, it's not. Ben Simmons, you tanked for. He became a number one pick. Whether he works out here or elsewhere is irrelevant. He became a big asset for the Sixers organization. If that asset is able to get you Dame Lillard to pair with Joel Embiid, who you also tanked for, the process is still ongoing.
Patty?
Yeah. So I was a big process guy. You guys know that. I do think the process is "quote unquote" over just because they're out of the assets that Hinkie got, other than players. But other
than players,
James,
that was everything.
James.
Other than play, you can't say that. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons were the process. You can't say, well, aside from them, okay, what? They lost some draft picks and some second-round picks along the way?
You know what? I was going to side with Jamie. I was going to.
Well, it was a dumb statement you just said.
I was going to defend him.
Why don't you turn off Jamie for a second and let you have a
yeah, I'm the problem.
I was going to defend Jamie, but now I'm going full on John Kincade.
What was a nonsensical thing he said?
I was going to try to make the debate, but then you jumped me like a hooligan in the damn alley. Yeah, look, I think the process is over other than the players that you have right now, but to agree with Jamie, if you get Dame Lillard for Ben Simmons, then that prolongs what you have because you use an asset from the process to get you something. I think the process is successful in the sense of like the mindset of doing it. The Sixers' execution of the process so far has been a failure because the whole goal of the process, Hinkie was never going to come out and say it's championship or bust. That's stupid. So he was going to curtail it by saying, all right, we'll compete for championships because he didn't want to promise that. And up to this point, it has been a failure. The Sixers process. But that doesn't mean that next year my expectations are low for what they can do. They still have me excited, and a lot of that has to do with the players that they have in place because of the process.
Bob, does he make sense?
He lost me when him and Jamie started screaming. I don't know.
He said the same exact thing I said.
He backed you up.
I tried to back you up.
He backed you up.
But you can't.
He disagreed.
Yeah, in like 6,000 more words.
He disagreed with me and backed you up.
I'm aware, but he. All right, whatever.
So why was it nonsensical? He backed you up.
Because he said the process is a failure except for the players you have.
The process is a failure because you are not. You
to this point.
Round. Okay, wait a minute.
It's not over.
We are not talking about the future because guess what?
It's not over.
We're not looking into the crystal ball and hoping that next year will be better. Because if you're never going to have a better setup than you had this year.
Yeah, you will. If Joel Embiid and Dame Lillard are playing together.
Number one. Now it's another that we might.
There's
another mythical player.
Dame
now.
Lillard.
Oh I'm just saying somebody of his ilk. If you get somebody that's better than Ben Simmons, you're in a better situation.
Oh boy.
Am I missing something?
If they win a championship and Joel Embiid is the main piece.
Correct. Then it can be a success.
So it's not over.
Correct. But it is a failure. Okay. Right now, it is a failure.
Sure, right now it is, but it's far from over.
And it keeps being a failure.
This is funny. Like just this little 5-minute argument, disagreement, battle that we have here. This has been a 5-6 year thing.
It has been.
And it hasn't
and
much
it's always
changed.
Next year. Next year.
It's
next year. It's not over yet. It still can work.
But that's not wrong either.
No.
It's not. You guys said it. If they win a championship next year, and even if they don't trade Ben Simmons and somehow that works out, then it absolutely happened. And then you go back to saying, and they reached the second round and lost to the eventual champions, and they were a number one seed. And now you have all the proof that it's also worked.
If this turns out that that there is a parade down Broad Street, or I would even tell you, if this turns out that they get to the Eastern Conference Finals one year, go to the finals another year, go to the finals another year, and there's no parade. If you told me this team's in the Final Four 3 years in a row, the next 3 years, then I'll tell you Jamie's right. I'll tell you he's right, and that I was wrong. I don't believe that's going to happen, but that's what. If that happens, I will tell you Jamie's right.
Well, you gotta have faith,
John. I have faith, but I got to tell you, I do not believe the makeup of this team works.
Their
And
failures.
there has to be a major roster adjustment.
Their failures to this point have you in the conversation of going to get that next guy, which is the guy that puts you over the top, because Ben Simmons and Tobias, a little bit on the edges, and he doesn't get all the blame, have shown you it's not good enough. So,
like, I saw Tobias in the postseason, and I said, we talked about it the other day with Bob, 75% of the time in the postseason, Tobias was exactly what I wanted. And honestly, from your third guy, 75% of the games, 80% of the games, I think he was exactly what the Sixers could have wanted. So I think that was a much better performance, like compared to last year.
Yeah.
Incredibly better performance than last year. But this is not. There's no spinning. This is a success.
I need to clarify too. I think I said.
He's not saying.
I think I said that I thought the process was over. I think 50% of it, because of the assets and the fact they don't have any assets, that's over. But the process itself isn't.
Make sure you put your deposit down now. PhillySportsTrips.com. Join us in Vegas in October for the ultimate Birds away game trip. That's PhillySportsTrips.com. There would be nothing happier for me than to come in and tell Jamie he's right. That would be beautiful, because it would mean we had a parade. It would mean that, and I don't even think it needs to be a championship.
Oh, I do.
I think it needs to be minimal expectations, conference.
No, that does nothing for me.
This year we set minimal expectations before when we started this show.
I guess this is where we'll disagree again. You need a title.
We all agreed on it.
You need no, but you need a title ultimately for this to be a success.
I don't actually believe that.
Well, otherwise you're the Hawks.
Was Andy Reid's tenure a success? I do. I think it was.
Compared to what we had, which was crap.
And I think it was a great success, and I think that people.
It also brought a lot of heartbreak too.
It did. Terrible heartbreak. Terrible. But if the Sixers the next 3 years are in the Final Four,
that does nothing for me.
And the final two, let's say they get to the two finals.
You're describing the Hawks now.
It's still better than where we're at. Distinctly better than where we're at.
I disagree.
Underachieving as a number 1 seed and getting knocked out by a 5. That should never have beaten you. That should never, ever have beaten you.
Well, yeah, when the goal's a championship and you don't achieve it, I don't care how you didn't achieve it. In my book, I don't care if you.
See Andy
I don't
Reid's
care
tenure as failure.
No, not at all. I don't see that. I don't see it as the ultimate success either.
How do you look at it though? When you look back,
Andy Reid very successful. Organizational changing. He couldn't look. I was the guy. I think I told you this story before. I was the guy in my neighborhood when people in 06, 07 saying you got to get rid of Reid. He can't win the big one. Well, knocking on the door of the big one all the time is pretty hard to achieve.
I would love to be doing that.
Yeah.
I hope Doc Rivers is knocking on the door of a title, and maybe one of the times we kick it in.
Yeah.
But you're not right now. You didn't even get to the door. You didn't even get in the mix.
Yeah, but well, whatever. I don't want to continue. I mean, you're describing being okay with what the Hawks have done, which is being a playoff team and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I'd rather be where the Hawks have been the last 6 years than the Sixers.
I wouldn't. I'd rather win a title or be a scrub team that's the 14th seed.
You would rather, in a 6-year period, not go to the conference finals twice than to not go at all. You think it's better to not go at all than to go twice. We disagree on that.
I'd rather take one title over 10 years of playoff relevance.
But that's not the question. It's the
that's what they're going for.
It's the last 6 years. I would rather have gone to the conference finals twice.
And gotten nothing?
We'd feel better about it than not getting there at all.
I mean, that's debatable.
I can't believe you're arguing that.
I don't want to be the Hawks, where I'm in the playoffs 9 years in a row and don't win squat.
Coach said he'd rather go to break.
So you just underachieve and not get anywhere
That's
at all.
what they're doing.
There you go.
They're trying.
They're trying hard. That should be their slogan next year.
Kincade Legal ID produced show.
With the Hawks hanging a banner that, we made the playoffs 8 straight years and won Eastern Conference Finals run. Look at us.
Hey, check out the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. Daily baseball action, golf in full swing, pro hoops and hockey. No one does it better than the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. The only sportsbook app I'll recommend with live play-by-play betting. You can actually get in on the mix. It is awesome. It keeps you engaged. If you want to bet against this Phillies bullpen, you will absolutely be making yourself some money. How about same-game parlays on baseball, too? Check out the same-game parlays. over-under totals on games and whether your team's going to win or not. Chance to cash in, make yourself some money. Now, if you're a new customer, you've never joined before, perfect time. Your first risk-free bet is up to $500. Download the app or click parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. You don't have to bet on a team to win. New customers, sign up right now. Get your first bet risk-free up to $500. It's a great way to get in on it. Now, I want you to check out all the action, too. There's Stanley Cup playoffs and more. You got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania. Should you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show. Wow, getting drunk in the morning on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Calling all auto techs, detailers, painters, bodymen, lot attendants, or other auto specialists. Carvana, the company that invented the new way to buy a car, is hiring for our Delanco Auto Inspection Center. Grow on the go, working with some of the most advanced tools in the industry at one of the fastest growing companies in America. We have open roles for all levels of experience, from hourly production associates with no past experience to master mechanics and certified painters. And our competitive pay, on-the-job training, and company-paid certifications offer all employees a pathway to success. New hires get a great job on day one with the opportunity for a Carvana career. Other benefits include health insurance with 100% of the premium paid by Carvana and other benefits. Grow your career with stability, working with the team that's disrupting the automotive industry. Now hiring for roles at all levels of experience. Go to CarvanaAutojobs.com to sign up. Carvana is an equal opportunity employer.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-546-1987. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-546-1987. That's 800-546-1987. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you've got an insurance question, you could talk to your Nana, but she'd probably just tell you how she insured her couch from stains by covering it with plastic. Or you could talk to your local Geico agent. They'll give you a different kind of warm and fuzzy, with personalized assistance for all your insurance needs, like how you could be saving on your policies. So let your Nana cover her couch in plastic, and let a local Geico agent help cover you, but not in plastic. To find a Geico agent near you, visit geico.com/local. O'Reilly. Get more miles on the road with O'Reilly Auto Parts. A clean fuel system means better gas mileage for your car. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner for $8. Plus, earn double O Rewards points. For a clean, lubricated, more fuel-efficient system, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's Macy's July 4th sale with our lowest prices of the season on summer updates for your home, like 20 to 50% off outdoor furniture and the Radley 5-piece sectional Shea sofa, $1,999. And get a free adjustable base or box spring with qualifying mattress purchase. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. Sign up today at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
How hard can it be to find a Python pro?
Sam's startup had a front-end developer walk out the back door. He needs a new software engineer, stat.
What do you mean they just quit? We go live in 72 hours.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the Ultimate Unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's largest and most dependable networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless.
No contract, no compromise. Compatible device required. See straighttalk.com.
At Univet Online Casino, the thrills keep coming. Play hundreds of slots, new and exclusive. Plus, table games with live dealers at your fingertips. Win weekly jackpots at Unibet Online Casino and get nonstop rewards, starting with a $500 deposit match. Download our app or visit pa.unibet.com to get $10 free. Deposit is simple with a credit card or PayPal with a deposit match up to $500. Unibet Online Casino. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in Pennsylvania. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The next great flavor from Wendy's is here. The Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger, topped with our signature Applewood smoked bacon and smothered in our brand new bourbon bacon sauce. Because at Wendy's, we go all in on flavor. Handcrafted, complex yet approachable, made with the finest ingredients. This is a delicious bourbon masterpiece that you eat. Download the Wendy's app for delivery of this great new flavor and more today. We got you.
At participating Wendy's, delivery may vary by location. Prices may be higher than at restaurant. Delivery fees may apply. Wendy's app registration required.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You may not officially be one of my endless cousins, but I do consider you part of our family.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
9 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to Bagster.com. I had more post-show email yesterday about the Bagster than anything we talked about, Jamie.
That's funny.
The whole debate over the Bagster. And how long you're allowed to have a Bagster in your driveway.
So how did it all come about? Because I started catching you guys when you were on the tail end of the Bagster stuff.
Anthony had said on the show on Friday, on his show on Cuz Radio, he told Chunas that the Bagster was being delivered and set up in his driveway, and he had some house cleaning to do.
Oh, okay.
He had to go through, I think he had a couple rooms. That
storage units with a bunch of stuff.
And he had to go through them.
Okay.
And so I asked Jamie, Jamie, now the Bagster gets delivered on, let's say it's Friday. How many days before something gets put into the Bagster?
Oh, I got you.
Is Anthony going to delay? Is this going to be a long process? Is this going to be a longer process than Sam Hinkie's? Is this going to take a while? And then I was like, I don't mind someone having the dumpster or the Bagster in their driveway.
Sure.
But I don't want to look at, if they're renovating their house, totally get it. I don't want to look at that, though, for like 2 weeks at a time. If it's something like
you don't want to look at somebody else having it there?
Somebody having that. It's like if it was next door to me. I don't want to see the dumpster in the driveway, the Bagster. People were literally emails, tweets. It got the YouTube grew. It was like, oh, I agree. Oh, I think that's the most ridiculous thing ever. What do you care about somebody what it has in their driveway? If you see it, it's an eyesore. Where did you fall on that? Where would you fall on
that? That's fine with me. If it takes you a while, it takes you a while.
So you don't care what someone else...
I care what my house looks like. I understand the neighborhood and the value and all that stuff.
What if your neighbors put cars up on cinder blocks? Now, by the way, that was the interesting one, is that Sid, one of our listeners, and I got to this email for us, Sid says, I listen every day. I usually find you to be full of logic and insight. Not today. He goes, I personally have a $900,000 house, and I have 2 cars in the driveway right now up on cinder blocks. And I don't give a flying F what my neighbors think about it.
Oh, good for you.
And Sid goes, I'll continue to listen. And I finally, he goes, but I don't give a flying F.
He has that right.
What my neighbors think of it. Now, hopefully, though, you see, I'd want to live in a neighborhood where that was not allowed. Where somebody putting cars up on cinder blocks.
But where would that not be allowed?
In a
outside of an HOA community.
Yeah, an HOA community would not be allowed.
Well, the majority of people don't live there.
Would not be allowed.
So
see, now that's the weird thing.
Somebody's doing work on their car and they rebuilding an engine or something. Well, why would you have it on cinder blocks for show?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He has 2 cars up on cinder blocks.
Well, he's probably working on them, is what I'm saying.
He's house poor and he can't afford tires. Cut him some slack.
$900,000.
Yeah, he spent it all on his house. He can't afford tires.
I don't.
So you don't have any problem with that? That doesn't bother you at all.
I don't get into other people's.
What about your neighbor's yard looking like crap? Then we got into that. Your neighbor's yard. You take care of your yard and your property, and it looks nice.
Yeah, that's how I
And
go
your
through
neighbor's
life. I
house-
take
and-
care of myself. I can't worry about.
And your neighbor's house looks like garbage right up to yours, and you have no problem with that?
I mean, I
Are you
don't know
done
what they're
buying?
going through. I mean, I would I prefer to look, magical and all, of course, but I don't know what they're going through. I don't know if they have bad health issues or money issues that they can't do it. Sure, you wouldn't want that, but I don't know why it happens. Here's the thing with Anthony, though. I could see this. Him trying to discard stuff, and it's like a book, or maybe it's something with some of his old clips. Let me read this. Let me put this.
And he can't think about throwing it out.
Yeah. So I think part of your argument, or not, your discussion yesterday, not argument, was that
we have plenty
Anthony,
of arguments.
Yeah,
Could
could
Jamie
Anthony get
part
rid of
ways?
stuff? Yeah, and so I find Anthony an old soul.
Anthony could.
I agree with you on that. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I thought I want to. No, let me go through this and then I'll decide.
I want to reread this, and yeah, he's going to struggle.
I think he's going to throw you in the bagster. That'll be the first thing he throws in.
The bagster?
Because of this conversation, yeah.
Well, I hope he's.
I just want to say I'm with Anthony on this one.
I knew you'd be there. You got that one. Think about this. I saw this strange tweet yesterday that was lauding bandwagon fans as being the best fans in sports. John Bois. I don't know if you know John Bois from Secret Base, a nice little sports site. He says bandwagon fans are the truest fans because they make an informed decision to choose to follow a team. In contrast, I became a Chiefs fan as a little kid and just sat there like a sack of potatoes for decades until they finally got good. Fans like me are undiscerning, lazy, and he says ultimately fake because we're cheering for something that's horrible. Where the bandwagon fans are informed and only show up when the product is worth their time. I'm one of the sheep. I am absolutely one of the sheep that all these teams count on. I am a sheep. I do not jump on and off. My team's good, my team's bad. I'm with my same teams. I've never thought about abandoning my team for 2 or 3 years. I hated, during the process, I hated watching, and I would say it was the least I watched the Sixers. But I still had to do it. I had to get the NBA ticket. I had to be able to watch, had to be able to see it. But to me, I never thought about it that way. I always thought of myself as one of the sheep. But does that make you not as good a fan as somebody who demands the team be good before they back it?
It's interesting.
It's an interesting thought process that I've never heard someone put out there before.
I think it's dumb.
So you think it's dumb?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Why do you think it's
that's
dumb?
kind of where I lean.
What's the definition of being a fan? To stick with your team. Like, his 30 years of torture should have made his Super Bowl victory that much more enjoyable. What happened to us with the Eagles was more enjoyable than anything I could imagine in sports because there was pain to go with it. I mean, financially supporting your team and not following it are two different things. If the Sixers are poor, I probably went to a handful of games during the process years, maybe like
Pat
6.
loved it.
Yeah, but like
Sonny Weems, baby.
I'm not going to financially support T. Rote and Sonny Weems and Hollis Thompson basketball, but that doesn't mean I'm not watching and I'm not supporting and I'm not paying attention to and following. I was watching Jahlil Okafor in Summer League on my honeymoon. I don't get to check out for 4 years and come back and like, woo, yay! That doesn't make ultimately your final destination better. It makes it cheaper.
A lot of the fans, though, if you look at Sixers attendance, Phillies attendance, everything like that, there's a lot more of them than there are us.
Yeah.
A lot more bandwagon fans than there are real fans.
I don't think attendance, though, goes hand in hand with it. Like, I don't have a problem if you don't go to the game and go to the gate and pay your money, especially if it's like a family of 4, because it can get pretty expensive. But for me, it's like TV rating matters. Like, TV rating is a bigger measuring stick of bandwagon fans, because like I don't expect you to go watch a bad product and pay for it. But if you already have a cable subscription, if you're already paying for it, and it's on there, and you can just sit there and watch it, that's when it's like, okay, that's time to be a fan. But paying your hard-earned money to go down and see Byron Mullins ball so hard, it's a tough sell.
What about buying of gear? Like, is that because to me that's a big determinant
of your fandom.
How much does your fan base purchase your gear, purchase your shirts, purchase your hats, the top selling stuff on NFL.com, the top selling stuff. The Eagles never waver. The Eagles never never plummets and then goes up, plummets and then goes up. The Eagles are a constant.
Because their performance has been for 25 years also, right, John?
For the most part, sure.
Yeah, they've been one of the top 5 teams in the NFL. So if you're constant, I think your sales will be constant also. If they take a huge dip for 7-8 years, I would assume that things would take a hit probably. Like it's just like anything.
Plus the Phillies, by the way, very constant on like gear, it seems like.
You're welcome.
Is that you? Every single?
It's me with my Ben Revere jersey.
And Cat Burrell.
Yeah.
Wait, so like this guy, when he's having down years as a Chiefs fan, because I can't even really call him a fan. He's so
he's
offensive.
a Chiefs fan his whole life, he says.
Yeah, well, his mindset is offensive to actual fans. So what does he just check out and become a fan of the National Football League for the 12 years his team was in the toilet? Like, what do you do?
I don't understand because it's so far into my concept.
So he sees a Kansas City game where they're a 12-point underdog, and he watches it, but he doesn't cheer because he knows they're not good? That's pathetic. Like, what's he doing?
No, but he's a guy who does cheer. He's not a bandwagon fan. He's making the case that he is a Dave.
Well, people that check out like that, what are you doing? Who are you supporting?
He's saying they go to, and then he brings up
Pumpkin patches.
He brings up other points, and he says, would you keep going to a bad restaurant for 15 years and go around telling people, I'm a huge fan of this bad restaurant?
Well, nobody would. That's why you don't financially support until they're good. Like, I get people that don't financially support, but you always support.
To me, fan is short for fanatic, right? The word fanatic...
It's supposed to be irrational, right?
The word fanatic, to me, doesn't have a sense of rationalism. It's a fanatic. You're fanatic about something. It means you're over the top, crazy about something. It's nonsensical. So to define fanatic, it's really hard to do because you're a fanatic about that team. Good or bad, you're usually there.
This summer at Wawa, beat the heat with their handcrafted refreshers and smoothies made fresh with 100% real fruit juice and green tea. It's your way at Wawa.
Like, are those people going to show up to games with the Rob Lowe NFL hat and just be like, yay, football. I don't care who wins. You teams have fun and compete.
No, I think what he's saying is when your team gets good, they jump back. They're in and they're interested. And if the team sucks,
it doesn't mean as much to them as it does to me and you that are crying over, Super Bowls.
When that, I always wondered what it would feel like when that ball dropped in the end zone.
Was that a heart attack
on the Hail Mary?
I fully expected it to be caught.
I think Al Michaels is still trying to get the words out to say the game's over.
And when it dropped, when that ball hit the ground, I remember looking at that giant screen at Bellagio and watching that ball hit. And the feeling that came over me was completely unexpected. I did not think I would cry over a sporting event. And the tears of joy came for hours after that.
Yeah, because you had so many years of heartbreak.
Hours and hours and hours after that. Through the red eye home. And a certain amount of cocktails on the red eye home. I did not expect that. I did not expect to shed tears over a sporting event.
And you were on like a euphoric high for how many days?
Oh, no. Forever.
Yeah, and that's where
until halftime of the Atlanta game.
No, I will tell you that never do I'll swear it. I swore that I would never again be like I went to Mass the day before in Vegas, and they have the guest book. And I signed the guest book. And I wrote every single one of my uncles that introduced me to Eagle football and put their name. They've all passed. And I put their names and my dad, and I put them all in the book. And I put Fly Eagles Fly. And I'm like, just give me this moment. Get this game. And I felt confident they were going to win. I really did. I felt that they were going to win until Gronk scored in the fourth quarter. And they took the lead. And I thought, oh, geez.
But that's the beauty of being a fan.
Exactly.
And not being a bandwagon hopper. But
I had it all there in my head.
You have the heartbreak, and that's
cry?
why I don't. Yeah, no, I did not. I don't cry.
I didn't think I would either. And
I was emotional. I'm more of a screamer than
Did you
cry.
shed a tear? No, Bob. Bob does not shed tears.
No,
I was shocked.
I literally in the fourth quarter turned to my brother. Now, we were going through a tough time. My father-in-law had just passed away days earlier. But we were all watching together, and I turned to my brother-in-law and I said, "Oh my God, they're going to win a Super Bowl." And that's how I took the whole game in. Like, oh my God. I really didn't think I would see it in my lifetime.
NJ Diet contractually guarantees you lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Go get slimmer for summer. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or visit NJDiet.com. Ed in Mount Laurel joins us. Ed, good morning. You're on The Fanatic. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. I really wanted you guys to have this conversation with Mike Missinelli because this really mirrors some of the points he's been saying for years.
About what?
I think about that article about bandwagon fans. I think more along the lines of not jumping to another team, and not completely abandoning your team like, oh, I'm not an Eagles fan anymore. It's more along the lines of, I'm not going to allow you to force feed me a bad product for years on end. It's different if you have one bad season, 2 bad seasons, but they were trying to be better. But, like, the process. I understood why a lot of people jumped off for that process. Because you were force-feeding us a bad product. I'm not going to continue to give you my money and buy tickets and jerseys and all that when you're purposely giving me a bad product.
I got you, but the only thing is I can't, as disgusted as I was, and I did not like it. I did not like the process. I was on ESPN talking about it. I was on, my own show talking about it, doing whatever. But I couldn't turn off my attraction to the Sixers.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I could walk away and say, okay, I'm done with this team over this.
No, you're not done.
So I was force-fed it, and I'm one of those people I guess Mike talks about. I'm one of the idiots who they count on, that they couldn't run me off even with that.
Here's how I look at it. Now, at the time, I had to watch every game of the process because that was my job.
Yes.
But I don't like watching bad basketball.
Hate it.
I don't like watching bad baseball, which the Phillies are playing right now. Now, you watch in the hopes that it'll be turned around. The process years, you couldn't. I don't know if I wasn't covering the team, would I have watched those games? Probably not, a lot of them, because it was bad basketball, and I don't like bad basketball. But right now, I'm at a point with the Phillies. I'll keep checking in because I think they may have the possibility of playing some good baseball, but right now I just don't like watching bad baseball.
Like, I hate the Phillies.
Right now, right?
I mean, I love them, but I hate them so much. I continue to watch, but that doesn't mean I'm going to financially support. I think there's a blurred line between financially supporting and true fandom, because a true fan doesn't check out. I'm still going to put myself through the torture chamber of watching these Phillies bullpen games because I'm a fan, but I'm not going to financially support.
See, do you not respect the fan more, though, who shows up for games and stuff like that when they're bad? As opposed to
there's something nice about being at the
ballpark.
ballpark.
When they're good.
Sure. I grew up with my dad taking me to pick your own section night at the vet.
Oh, yeah.
Where like their best player was Mickey Morandini, and you're like, all right, let's go. And I think that breeds a fandom, because I didn't know it at the time that the team sucked, but you learn it later and you appreciate when they win.
Hey, in the linchpin, Jamie wants to know, who the hell's Reese Hoskins?
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, it's a great question. I've been asking it for 4 years now, and I feel like I still don't have an answer. I said yesterday I would trade him.
Who is he?
I would move on from him. Yada yada.
Mike.
And I said he's kind of a dime a dozen player. He is basically the Ben Simmons to the Phillies. Shows skill in one area,
one-dimensional,
and incredible deficiencies in another area. I said he was a dime a dozen player. My buddy Violations Greg kind of gave me some guff for that. He sent me a tweet. Now, since 2000, players with 100 doubles and 100 home runs in their first 460 games. It's Albert Pujols, Ryan Braun, Giancarlo Stanton, Mark Teixeira, Trevor Story, and Reese Hoskins. He's in elite company when it comes to production out of the batter's box, yet I want him off my team. Why is that?
14 of 19 games hitless.
Because I don't know if I have the patience for a DH coming to the NL, because what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't come next year? Then you're just going to be repeating the insanity. Like, he can't play in the field. He's not suitable for the field of play in Major League Baseball. You can't put him anywhere. You can't hide him. You hide people at first base. We saw him play left field. It was an abomination. I don't know what Rhys Hoskins is. I don't want to. Maybe the dime a dozen player was a little harsh, but if you're so deficient in one area, it kind of retracts you from your greatness. I mean, Ben and Rhys have a lot of similarities. It's strange.
Those are numbers that shock me on Rhys Hoskins that I did not know.
Yeah, I saw those stats and I went, what?
That's crazy.
This is where my ire gets up a little bit about lack of patience. The guy's played really 2 full seasons. And in those 2 full seasons with the Phillies, he's averaged 30 home runs and 90 RBIs with an 850 on-base percentage.
But
not 850 on-base percentage.
To counter you, his WAR is .01 right now. Like, he's basically
expendable.
Yeah.
That would tell me the WAR stat would tell me who is tradable on my roster. If they're marketable to somebody else, who's my most tradable asset? Tell me what their WAR is.
Yeah, he's your replacement player.
So if you're if I were to tell you right now, okay, you're going to replace him with a first baseman who obviously will be a better fielder. How many 30, 90 guys are you getting?
I think at first base it's more common than you think.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm still of the
right.
Like, my God, we quit too quick on people.
I don't think we're quitting too quickly. You've seen him play defense, right?
Yeah, I hear you. And
he's cost them several games already this year. I don't know how long you can.
This week.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer you can repeat this insanity. I mean, he's not suitable for the field of play
unless you know the DH is coming,
and you don't know that.
You pretty much.
And you have other people
that can take that spot.
That
obviously,
that need it.
Like Luke Williams could play third and Bohm could play first, and your defense got better.
Bryce Harper is a liability in right field now.
JT Realmuto's 30 years old.
So you're going to need 2 guys. You have 2 guys. Your 2 highest paid players are guys who are going to need to play, who need to be your DH. They're both going to need to be DH to make their contracts valid.
So can't you sell those stats in that company he's in to somebody with a DH spot?
I don't know.
He only makes 4.8 this year.
I know. I still don't know what he is.
2 more arbitration years, right?
Yeah. I still don't know what he is. I feel like I've been watching him for 5 years, and we still have no idea what this guy is.
Could you put Bohm at a corner outfield spot, like left field? We talk about putting him at first base. They tried it with Rhys.
Yeah.
But it's usually thought of as one of the the easiest
that you can get away with.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
Well, it wasn't for Rhys. That was one of the worst left fielding jobs I've ever seen.
But I'm posing the question because it's like you jump to first base for Bohm or DH.
I think his lankiness prevents him from getting down on balls.
When you go third base, first base, and you have the worst defense in baseball, 30 teams, and you've got the worst third baseman and the worst first baseman defensively, something must change. I mean, you just have to make a change, and I don't think it's giving up too early on somebody. Something's got to change, and Alec Bohm is the guy that I'd be more willing to roll the dice on leaving him in the organization.
Yeah, because of his youth and stuff.
Yes.
He's
and controllability.
A baby.
And right.
So I'm glad none of us have an answer of what Rhys Hoskins is.
No, and I tried to make the argument of, don't give up on him too quickly, but he is 28 years old. It's probably not too quickly.
No, it's
probably not.
No. We'll see what his market value is because he could get traded at the trade deadline. I feel like a total wiener, Coach.
Wow.
I'm not using it about something.
Love the big wiener.
But I'm going to cheer tonight. We'll get to it next. John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Get the Parks Casino Sportsbook app out and root for your favorite team by putting your hard-earned money where your mouth is. It's playoff time in pro hoops. Stanley Cup Finals are going on. You got baseball every single night. And you can do it with the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. Their live in-game wagering is fantastic. Now, Pat Egan gave me a great tip. Bet against the Phillies bullpen. He made a fortune last year doing it. So I've started to do it now 4 times in a week, and I've won 3 of the bets. It pays off. Live in-game wagering allows you to see how the game's going before you make your choices. It's awesome. And if you're a new customer, why don't you get a risk-free bet of up to $500? Download the app or click parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. It's like daily fantasy right there in the palm of your hand. You deserve this. You need a little respite from just wondering, how are they going to lose tonight? Make some money figuring it out. Go to parkscasino.com/PA. Use promo code FANATIC. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania. Got a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show
You're a middle-aged man. You can't be a DJ.
on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. It's coming. Stay tuned to The Fanatic for details.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. There's the day you open your 500th location or expand to a new city. The day you deliver a make-or-break pitch from 1,000 miles away. Or the day that you have to start it all over again. That's the thing. You never know what the day might bring. But with Comcast Business, you'll have the powerful solutions you need to handle anything that comes your way. Like the power of the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. The freedom to control your network from anywhere. And advanced cybersecurity to help protect every device on it. All backed by a team of can-do collaborators ready to roll up their sleeves and make things happen 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
Attention auto mechanics and auto body pros. Carvana is hiring in Delanco, New Jersey. Carvana, the company that invented a brand new way to buy a car, is hiring for their Delanco Auto Inspection Center located near Delran, right off of Route 130. Carvana has immediate openings for auto techs, detailers, painters, lot attendants, and other auto specialists on day and evening shifts. All jobs are direct hire, full-time, offer a competitive hourly rate, no flat rate, 100% company-paid medical insurance, generous paid time off, tool reimbursement, and much more. On Wednesday, July 7th and Thursday, July 8th, Carvana will be available to talk directly to you from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Where? At their Delanco Inspection Center right off of Route 130 on Creek Road. Bring your resume, driver's license, and awesome personality. To learn more and be a part of the Carvana revolution, head to CarvanaHiringEvents.com and select Delanco, New Jersey. If you can't make it, you can still apply and a Carvana teammate will be in touch with you. Head to CarvanaAutojobs.com and select Delanco, New Jersey.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
Are you finally ready to sell that motorcycle or ATV that is just collecting dust in your garage? Harley, Honda, Polaris, Yamaha, or anything like it. RumbleOn.com will pay you cash today. RumbleOn.com will buy them all. And in minutes, you have a real cash offer. We will pay you cash before we pick it up. No more strangers coming to your house from a listing site. Free pickup anywhere. Get your cash offer today. RumbleOn.com. Fast bikes, faster cash.
Gentlemen, have you outgrown the Arctic Wolf and extreme sports grooming products? Cremo Company is proud to offer a more refined selection of products with good, uncommon scents and no cute names. Scents like Blue Cedar and Cypress, Silverwater and Birch, and our new Reserve Collection scent, Palo Santo. Available in rich lathering body wash, luxurious colognes, barber-grade shampoos, and sweat-fighting antiperspirants and deodorants. Find the grown-up scents from Cremo Company at major retailers, Amazon, and CremoCompany.com.
With the Capital One Saver Card, you earn unlimited 4% cash back on dining out or in, 4% back on entertainment, or on popular streaming. And now, 3% back at grocery stores so you can make the cake that makes her day.
Happy birthday to you.
So earn unlimited cash back for going out or staying in with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Summer vacation, here we come.
Yep, I packed the ready-to-drink cocktails I got at Total Wine.
You packed nice shirts?
No, but I did pack a bunch of summer wines. Whites, rosés, Zinfandels.
Did you remember a bathing suit?
Oh, no room. With all these tequilas and flavored vodkas.
Did you pack any clothes?
Does a koozie count?
Wondrous selection, helpful guides, ridiculously low prices. Make a splash this summer. Catch the savings wave at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Fanatic fan favorites.
At KGL Skin Study Center in Newtown Square, you can make money testing the safety of topical products by participating in a patch test.
Sign up at KGLSkinStudyCenter.com. That's KGLSkinStudyCenter.com.
Fanatic fan favorites on 97.5 The Fanatic.
To those who step up to work the sunrise shift, power through the double shifts, or conquer the overnighters, McDonald's wants to serve you a tasty breakfast at a great price. Enjoy a savory and warm chicken McGriddles or a flaky and delicious McChicken biscuit for just $2 each. Swing by McDonald's today. No matter the shift, we're happy to serve you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Price of participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You know we really like you when you listen on the radio, but we love you a little bit extra when you take us with you after your ride on the 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Thanks for hanging out with us, the John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. We appreciate you being a part of the show. We want to remind you that Martin Law is the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. It is so funny here, just some of our other listeners hearing our conversation earlier about Anthony and the Bagster saying the same thing. They think Anthony is would be the most sentimental of any of the full-time hosts.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
That he'd be the guy. That Anthony is the guy that would be most likely to say, oh, remember that? I kept this for that reason. That he'd be the hardest one to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
I would think Bob would be the easiest to throw stuff away.
Yeah.
If you're taking just everybody around here, you'd be the easiest one to say, get rid of it. I haven't looked at it in 3 years. Why do I have an interest in it?
Well, I said that the other day. We opened up a box that had been in our previous attic, and we were about to put it up in this attic. And I said, what's in there? And Donna said, oh, it's stuff from the kids, like their sneakers when they were little and stuff. And I said, so we're going to put it back up so we can look at it in another 20 years? Get rid of it. And she's like, no, you can't. I'm like, why? All kids wear sneakers when they were little. It's not their first pair of sneakers or their first pair of shoes.
Oh, whoa,
it's
that's
just
different.
some of the shoes.
Box of shoes.
That's done.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm going through it right now, and I'm telling my mom, like, if you haven't looked at it in 15 years, it's trash.
What did you do with all the stuff you found yesterday?
I had a good time going through some things.
What did you do with it?
85% of it was trash. I kept like all my sports cards. I'm going to go through.
Go through those
and make sure.
Them, right?
Yeah, I found an entire book of my Eddie Jones rookie basketball cards. I found some like stuff that were fun memories and stuff, but ultimately trash.
I would like to say to you, Bob, though, is that I have a video. I hate roaches.
I don't know anybody that loves them.
No, but I am like
stand on a chair and scream.
But get the hell out of the room. Like not
really. Oh, I could pick one up with a paper towel and crush it.
There are mice in this room. Mice could run around in the room. Wouldn't bother me at all. For some reason, it's roaches. I don't know what it is.
No, yeah.
But
that's why you hate Cowboys fans.
Gentleman exactly.
Hi-yo.
Gentleman sent me a video who's an exterminator. And it's time-lapse photography. And I got to find it because I know I saved it because it was so unnerving. About people not to store cardboard in your house. Don't put cardboard in don't have any cardboard boxes in your basement or your attics because they become feeding grounds for roaches.
Oh, how about that? Good to know.
We're all Tupperware.
We do bins.
Guess what? That's the best.
Okay.
That's what he says, is that get this.
But now I got to go check my basement and make sure a cardboard box
is like a time-lapse photography of how this totally clean attic, how all of a sudden then roaches start congregating around these boxes. It was like 17 days, 20 days.
Jeez.
Then all of a sudden, and then they start getting it, like they're in the boxes, and then someone puts on the light, and they're gone.
Scatter.
And they're gone. You can't see them. They're hiding in insulation.
Wow.
Oh, it's like freaking me out.
See, Donna has a trick, though. Whenever we come across a box, like I just said, that'll have something in it, and I'll be like, why don't you just get... Then she'll go, and there's there's a thing at the end of the bed that opens up. I don't even know what it is. And she takes out my scrapbook, and she'll just hold it up and say,
well, your dad did that.
Stay or go. And I'm like, that's not fair.
Yeah, a pair of shoes from Kyle at 4 years old.
That doesn't
well,
make
it's
any
not
sense.
that. It's little baby stuff.
All
but
the shoes is different.
It's not all of them. I'm exaggerating. And they probably do have sent, maybe it's first pair of sneakers or
your dad making you
something.
The fact that your father cared enough to keep a collection of your clippings.
Yeah.
And then you did the same for Kyle, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To me, that's...
My dad did it without saying anything, which was the coolest thing in the world. Like, he just gave it to me.
Christina knows the jersey and stuff, frame jersey and stuff from my hockey teams that won championships. The kids that I coached.
Yeah, that's cool.
She knows that if there's a fire, get that out of the house. Those are the things I want out first. Get them out. Save those because I want them out. Those are important to me.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel bad about this. And last week I was like, I'm not watching. I can't watch the conference finals. I've been watching the Western Conference. And the other night I found myself watching the Eastern Conference. You weren't here yesterday, Bob, to talk about it, and I found myself sitting there and I found myself rooting against the Hawks.
Let's go Bucks.
And I was rooting for the Bucks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be rooting for the Bucks again tonight. And I feel a little bit of a turd being the fan who's like, well, they beat us, and now I'm going to root against them to lose. But I think Atlanta handled it poorly, so I'm all in on having them just go back to their normal pain. But I'm wondering about this. The Bucks had 2 really bad playoff disappointments the last 2 years. And now they are 2 wins away from getting to the NBA Finals, where they will probably be favorites to win a championship should they get there. Positivity point today for the Sixers. I wonder if this could be the Sixers' future. The Bucks retooled last offseason, flipped their lineup a bit, got better, found ways to get better, finished 3rd in the conference, didn't even have as good a regular season. They were number 1 seed last year. They lost as a number 1 seed last year. They retooled, they finished as the 3 seed. Now they're 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. Could this be the Sixers next year? That's one of the reasons I'm going to watch the Bucks tonight. Other than I just want to see Atlanta cry, which is also fun.
And the similarity between the Bucks and the Sixers is interesting, right? So you have superstars in Giannis and and Embiid.
Yes.
Okay. Then they bring in a point guard in Drew Holiday, who's very defensive, very good defensive point guard. Can also score more than the point guard here, but 2 very good point guards. And then you have a Chris Middleton and a Tobias Harris, which we've often compared the 2. And then they have
Even
some
though I
shooters.
think that's closer, by the way, than I gave it credit for, because before I was in the Middleton camp that I would choose Middleton, I think watching this postseason this year, I think it's very close.
Yeah, I always thought it was close. Devon and I go back and forth on it because he is a Middleton guy over Tobias Harris. I think it's closer, yeah. But, the similarities are there, John. And when you wrote this out last night, I really started thinking about it, that this is interesting because it's I don't know what happened with Atlanta. That Sixers team, I think Atlanta made the Sixers look bad. Milwaukee had a book on them now that it looks like they're going to overcome that. But you're right. Whether this Sixers team comes back together the same as they are now, or even are a little different, they're still just a couple of bounces away probably from what could be an Eastern Conference final showdown.
Yeah, I mean, outside of like a Magic Johnson joining 3 Hall of Famers, you need to put those notches in your belt to ultimately achieve the title, especially as young players. If I was a Bucks fan, I would have hoped it happened last year, but it appears their time is now. And I think the series is going to be over pretty soon. I think they're clearly a superior team, and if they win the title or not, I think a Bucks-Suns final, if it ends up being the Suns and they don't choke, is going to be pretty good. And we'll see. Maybe this is the final notch in the Sixers' belt. We'll find out next year.
Truth and Wisdom says, I do not believe you, John. How can you live down there for 20 years and now you're going to hope that they lose? The Hawks lose? Truth and Wisdom, let me tell you something. When you are constantly the subject of when the Braves kick the Phillies' ass, that you're constantly picked on about it, you're picked at about it. And I had a lot of success, too, as far as the Eagles beating the Falcons and things like that. It was quite heated. And I enjoy having hand. So, no, I'm never going to have Hand this year because the Sixers knocked out the Hawks. But I absolutely do not want them to have the ability to just throw that in my face. If the Sixers get knocked out by the Hawks and the Hawks go on and win a championship, that would suck. Not for you. You don't have a dog in the fight. For me, it would absolutely suck. I'd like to see them lose. And it's petty. I said it yesterday. I said it's very petty.
You have more reason to cheer for them to lose than I do.
Yes.
Yeah. And I hope the worst for them. I hope Trae Young stubs his toe every morning. I hope his cereal is spoiled milk. I wish the Atlanta Hawks nothing but the worst in life. Well, and that's just from losing a playoff series. You lived it for 25 years.
And more importantly, too, is that like Liv will go to school, and all the boys in her class are like leading up to the Falcons-Eagles playoff game. They're like, oh, she's all Eagles, and she never hides it. And obviously Dad does. And she's getting picked, and then she gets ultimate Hand.
Yeah.
And gets to be like, they won. It's tough.
The Sixers cost her that hand this year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and she's got senior year ahead of her.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it all year long.
I haven't found Atlanta as hateable as I thought I would in this next round. You know how you finish a round and God, everybody hates Trae Young and Collins and Bogdanovich, like you hated them. They went in this next series, and first game I'm looking at it saying, all right, let's watch this Trae Young act again. And it didn't bother me as much, or they weren't as hateable.
The Sixers brought it out of them.
It seems like their attitudes have changed a little bit.
Well,
maybe.
Because I think, and this might not be a good thing for the Sixers, they felt as though they could handle the Sixers.
They thought that, yeah.
I don't know if
they got a cockiness.
Confident.
Yeah, and I think they look at Milwaukee and go, we're the inferior team. And how that happens, I don't know. Yeah. But they clearly did not fear the Sixers coming in here.
Okay, what would the Phillies have to do this week, Bob, to win you back? To make themselves not be peripheral? If they sweep the Marlins, let's just say, if they sweep the Marlins,
so they have
something
three
Jamie
Marlins
and I can agree on. They sweep them. Let's say they sweep the Marlins.
That's
three
good. What's
Marlins,
your next joke?
3 Padres,
and they're 1-up, and they have one game against the Let's say they go into the Padres series just a game out. A game under 500. Do they win you back in? Do you get sucked back in, or have you reached the point where you're dull to this now? The pain has dulled you to what the Phillies are.
I'm dull because and I don't like the outlook that I have. I really don't. But I'm dull to say if they were to go 6-0, say sweep the Marlins, sweep the Padres. My next thought, and I hate that it is this, but this team has proven me to kind of be right. Is that okay? So what? They're going to go 1-5 in their next 6.
Yeah, I'd be hook, line, and sinker back in.
I'd be in.
I'm not out yet. I'm close to being out.
I think Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to put one on East Passyunk Ave from the stadium. I would be dull to even a 6-0 sweep because I'd know in the back of my mind I still have to watch the 2 worst corner infielders in all of baseball, and I have to watch this bullpen, which until new arms are in there is fool's gold, even if they're successful. Like, I just know they're going to revert back to what they are.
See, you're sort of where Bob is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard,
I'm
too.
completely dull to it.
I've got the toe tag. If they don't go 4-2 this week, I'll put it on.
I'm with Bob. And I hate that I'm saying it, but yeah, I'm with Bob. And I'm going Wednesday. Let's party.
Gosh.
But they've proven Bob completely right this entire season. At this point, we're going to be in July in a couple days. I mean, it's a trend.
It's a trend.
Yeah, this is who they are.
I mean, right now, I could be absolutely one back in, though. I know I can.
I mean, I'm still watching every night.
They sweep the Marlins, and they're 1 game under 500 going into the Padres series. And I'm like, win the Padres series, be 500, go on the road for a week before the All-Star break, and I'd even be thinking, wow, they're in this thing.
What do you think the mindset of Wheeler and Nola and Eflin is right now?
Screw you guys.
Oh, guess what?
I think they hate their team.
I think they must. But
they should be successful with the success those 3 are having.
Okay, I think they hate their manager more than they hate the team.
That's very possible.
There you go. Because you know what, Pat? You're right. Because he has had the least faith in them.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. He hasn't had the faith in them. He's going by his binders. He's going by his spreadsheets. He's not going by his gut. He does not manage by his gut.
Well, if he does, it's wrong. His gut's got diarrhea.
Like Pete Mackanin, old school managers types.
The Pete tax. At least there was accountability.
Well, also, too, he absolutely took full ownership that sometimes he made moves by his instincts.
I always wanted to say Mackinnon. He was one of those guys whose names I just couldn't do.
Well, it's spelled strangely.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like McCannon.
It's a mind pretzel.
I still think...
I was a big Pete McCannon fan.
I liked Pete.
I still think that's the biggest mistake this organization made. Getting rid of him.
Is he still? I think he's still with you in some capacity.
He's not.
As the manager, I know, but
getting rid of him is to me a huge mistake.
Well, when they get rid of Girardi, it's going to be available.
They had the chance. You don't have to go with the new age manager. You don't have to go. You can go with the baseball man.
Yeah, and he certainly is that.
Oh, he's a baseball man.
I mean, he's through and through forever and ever.
Respected players.
Yeah, he just wasn't that.
Knows how to run a clubhouse.
I guess after he was after Sandberg, right?
Yes.
I guess after that you had to go for a
baseball
different look. I don't know. I mean,
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. That was a different look. That's for sure.
I for the life of me still don't understand that move. To me, I think
we love it. I think it's incredible.
I don't understand that you looked at a guy like Pete McCannon and you said, I'd rather have Gabe Kapler.
A lot of high fives.
Yeah,
I really don't. I don't.
I think he just physically is presenting.
Okay, that's enough, Gabe. I don't want to hear any more of him. I don't want to hear any
you
more
wonder how he went into an interview and wowed people. I mean, I guess you had to be looking for exactly what he sold.
They saw his abs and they were like, ho, this guy, he's got it.
But he must have done something because not only did he do it with the Phillies, having basically a half a season managing low A ball, but then it's after the Phillies when he was a disaster with the team, he immediately got a job with the Giants. So he did it with two organizations.
The only thing there is his best friend hired him. His best friend from the Dodgers organization hired him.
And sports is all about who you know.
And that is a big difference there. That's a big part of it as to why that happened.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't know you, Pat.
There you go. Hey, in Cooney's Corner, Bob says Nola and Wheeler. Let's talk about him a little bit.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
So Jamie put out some unbelievable numbers on the show yesterday.
Okay.
About what the four starters did against the Mets.
One earned run. I mean, unbelievable.
So if we dial that back a little bit, and John, just as you were saying, and we just look at Wheeler and we look at Nola.
Yes.
Nola's been up and down. And Eflin, well, maybe that should be enough to answer some of the questions we had, right? So our questions at the beginning of the season, all right, Wheeler and Nola should be okay. But is Eflin going to be any good at the 3, and what are you going to do 4 and 5? It hasn't been horrible.
No.
Probably better if we were told we were going to get 1 through 5, what we've gotten so far, pretty much, I think we would have said, wow, with this lineup hitting the way that we know they can hit,
you can win the division.
They should be there.
It should be.
Right.
That should be there.
But again...
So is this just a losing organization that you can't overcome what's not good, even when what wasn't supposed to be good is better than it is? Or does it come down to bullpen? I mean, it's just...
I mean, if you had a bullpen and you weren't blowing 29% of your games right now, you'd be a playoff team.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's almost that simple.
You thought you fixed it.
You thought you did, but you're kind of... Look, I like Alvarado. I think there's a spot for somebody that throws that gas. Coonrod.
There is. It's not throwing. It's not getting 5 out saves.
I like the Alvarado.
That was dumb.
But I like the Alvarado signing better than the Archie signing.
But Archie's been a good player.
No, I understand, but I like the Alvarado signing when it was done. I liked him more.
You just got to get it right. I mean, Sir Anthony Dominguez really set back this franchise, and I understand he was out of the country, couldn't get back in, yada, yada, yada. He's going to miss 3 years of his prime due to a Tommy John surgery. Call it whatever you want. He screwed them up because I think they planned on him being the closer, Neris being an 8th inning guy, and then you supplement. Neris is in an unnatural spot for him. You can't have 2 pitches and be a closer, in my opinion, really. It's as simple as the bullpen to me. It really is.
So why does everybody say that right now, who should be the closer then right now?
There's no good answer.
Spencer Howard.
Okay.
It should be Alvarado, but it should be
Does Spencer Howard
3
have
outs.
Does Spencer Howard have 3 pitches?
I actually have something for you tomorrow on Spencer Howard.
Okay, good.
Some
We'll
research somebody dug up about his first time through an order compared to second and third times. And maybe you could make the case because of his first time through the order numbers.
Does he have 3 pitches?
Kinda.
Not that he can locate.
I mean, I think he's still working on things.
Does he have one inning in him? Because that seems to be...
That seems to be it.
I think he does.
He had a 97 last night, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's shown you he can't go long, so
exactly.
You might as well shorten it to one inning and see what you can get.
By the way, I had 2 different DMs from people saying, put the Phillies in touch with them, their personal trainers that could help him. And they say he needs fast twitch and cardio training, and they could do that for him. So if the Phillies are listening, I'll put you in touch with both guys.
If he's a closer, he doesn't need to be on base, so
he wouldn't have to run.
I watched David Wells play. I like.
Yeah,
this is amazing. This is honestly the first time I've ever thought to myself, "Oh my God, like a pitcher's out of shape." I watched Bartolo Colon.
Correct.
Bartolo Colon was more round than he was tall.
Wait a minute. Another name that nobody even brings up: Kurt Schilling.
Yeah,
Kurt Schilling was fat.
Kurt Schilling, yeah, his entire career was fat.
He's fat.
The pitching position is a fat guy position.
And
first base and pitcher, they're fat.
Thing is though, you can be in good cardio health and be fat.
Yes, sure.
You can have you can have ability to run, you can have ability to because it can happen.
Sure.
So it's just a matter of conditioning.
I think there's some other issue there.
So do
Don't
I.
tell me it's mental.
No, I don't think it's that.
Maybe he's got mono. Maybe he's making out with a lot of chicks.
But there's something.
Really?
No, there is. I think there's something more. You don't have this much patience coddling somebody unless there's something more to it. I'm convinced of it. I mean, this is 3 years now.
It would certainly explain it. I mean, he does have the elbow concerns.
I'm telling you this city. We have more storylines than General Hospital.
In
this city.
There's got to be somebody in the California penal system that can throw gas, right? That can come in and help him out.
Somebody, I mean,
Mexican League, anything?
Is the burp? Is that a cousin of the orgasm?
No.
That was one of the interesting things we learned today.
Very few.
Jamie
cousins.
said that the sneeze is a cousin of the orgasm. Earlier.
Yeah, he said that.
He did.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. That's why I
By the
bring
way,
it up.
your
sneeze
about
about socks positions.
I tried to. By the way, Mr. Mandelbaum, as I call him, sitting out there, Charlie, smoking his cigars. So yesterday I said, you know what? It's hot. I'm going to try to run outside. Go for a jog. Go for a run. So I go out. I do down to the park and back in Ardmore. I come back. I look like I took a shower.
Oh, it's disgusting.
No, but I look like I came out of the shower.
No, I don't doubt it.
And he said to me, did you get caught in a rainstorm? As he's sitting there smoking a cigar, sitting there perfectly dry. And I said, I wouldn't look like that if I was sitting there smoking a cigar. He's sitting smoking a cigar.
I took the trash out yesterday. I was sweating.
Now look, I look terrible when I sweat. I mean, I looked wet, terribly wet. And he, get caught in a rainstorm? I'm like, screw you. Sitting there smoking your cigar. Telling me, at least I got up and did something. Now, he is like 80.
Wow.
So, that's all I'm going to say. And
he got up to smoke a cigar,
and
man.
guess what?
At 80,
Bob,
that's about as good as it gets.
And when I tell you, there'd be 2-to-1 odds he could kick my ass. he looks like
you up.
Hey, remember,
like a bitch.
Remember to support life-saving cancer research. Join me and our generous partner, Farron Electric. Thank you, Farron, for being a part of this in making a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research today. Go to 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR, just like Mopar did. We appreciate it.
What do you say, Mo?
Good man, Mopar.
Cancer research saves lives. Adam Schefter joins us tomorrow. We'll have some fun with that. And more mix of positivity, fiery debate, and more. The John Kincade Show. Pat, have a great vacation on The Fanatic.
The John Kincade Show.
I know that most people find his calm leadership to be a gentle, soothing beacon at a time of great social chaos.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Calling all auto techs, detailers, painters, bodymen, lot attendants, or other auto specialists. Carvana, the company that invented the new way to buy a car, is hiring for our Delanco Auto Inspection Center. Grow on the go, working with some of the most advanced tools in the industry at one of the fastest growing companies in America. We have open roles for all levels of experience, from hourly production associates with no past experience to master mechanics and certified painters. And our competitive pay, on-the-job training, and company-paid certifications offer all employees a pathway to success. New hires get a great job